while you guys speak and catch up. I have the chat here. Hello. Let me see if that's working. Okay, that's working. Okay, no one's here yet, so we're good.
Yeah, I didn't tweet at all this time.
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
I could do that actually while you're getting a drink. So.
All right, cool. All right, fellas, it's good seeing you.
Yeah.
I will be back in 2 seconds with batteries for this bastard and something to drink, and then we're good. All right, cool.
Word. Great chat. I'm gonna pop out the chat. There we go.
I should put this on too. All right.
Our last game was the 13th, I believe.
Yes.
I hope you start singing Classical Gas.
Classical Jazz have words?
No, Classical Gas, you know that song. Do 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 do.
I didn't catch the.
It's a song called Classical Gas, I think is the name of the song, yeah.
By whom? By whom is it?
Oh, that's a good question. And they made a joke about it in The Simpsons where I think it's the episode where they're picketing the plant.
Uh-huh.
And then Lisa comes along and sings that song. And then Lenny comes up to Lisa and says, "Play Classical Gas." And she starts like just killing it.
Mason Williams.
So it's exactly. Mason Williams is a instrumental musical piece.
But when you say they made a joke about it on The Simpsons, like nowadays, they pretty much The Simpsons at this point have made a joke about everything. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, kids today don't even know what The Simpsons is, right?
No, actually,
it's a joke I heard on The Simpsons, and your kids are like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?"
See, but my kids are weird. I went upstairs from playing our game last night, and my kids are watching. It's a Treehouse of Terror episode where they redo all the Stanley Kubrick. It's basically like it starts out as Clockwork Orange, and then they do every Stanley Kubrick movie in the little vignette. But
yeah, that's a good one.
It was pretty funny.
It was on cable then.
They were watching it on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Your kids actually went to watch The Simpsons on Disney Plus. That's pretty cool.
Lucas gets obsessed about things, and he was insanely obsessed about. And he watched every episode of The Simpsons in like a year.
Okay,
so,
yeah, for sure. That would do it.
Yeah,
because I remember doing that as a kid. Right, it would play every fucking day. You'd come back from school, you'd watch The Simpsons on TV. It was like a staple.
Hold on, let me get to the song so I can know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the more you hear it, you'll recognize the song. It's a very classic jazz piece.
Yeah. It's nice. We should be playing this in the stream right now. I think everybody can enjoy
it. Is it over 50 years old? No, 68. But I imagine once this song is 50 years old and over, we should be able to use it in the stream, right?
Maybe.
Are the copyright laws in the States still at 50 years?
I don't
hear
know.
Disney is away because Mickey Mouse this is a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but I hear that Mickey Mouse is approaching his end of term lifespan where he's about to reach the public market. Okay.
But they can't re-copyright it?
Disney, I think there's ways to do it. I'm not sure if this story holds water or anything like that. It's just something I heard as like kind of an urban legend. Mm-hmm. But I heard that Disney is lobbying the government to extend the 50-year agreement to 75 years to keep kind of another 25 years on Mickey Mouse going.
Yeah, I think they got to look at some of those laws because I don't think they anticipated things lasting or these icons lasting as long as they last.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, but here it is. Yeah, in 2024, Mickey Mouse will finally enter the public domain. Copyright Term Extension Act in Wikipedia is the act that they're trying to put together to change this, I think.
Well, that's why all those like books and stuff they're like free. Basically, they can do like audio there's a whole podcast where they reread books, and the older books tend to be the ones that they do because there's no cost to being able to use them. What's the name of that podcast I listen to? Actually, I don't think they've done anything in a while.
There's a funny article here by Price Economics talking about how Mickey Mouse evades the public domain yet again extending the copyright death 19 years from 1984 to 2003. And again, Disney began to feel the impending doom. So in addition to 2003 expiration of Mickey's copyright, Pluto was set to expire in 2005, Goofy in 2007, Donald Duck in 2009. They managed to get all of these extended, right? Because they're never going to let go of those properties.
Of course.
So
well, yeah.
it's a stupid game, that they play every time with lawyers. It's just kind of acts the rule already, instead of having to go to court every 20 years to fix this again.
Yeah, definitely. It's yeah, and the corporations rewrite the laws all the time. So
yeah, right. So it's like it's easy for them to go to court and do this. Why isn't it easy for them to just dismiss the copyright laws altogether? The not the copyright laws, but the laws around public domain. Because like public domain makes sense when something's being left out in the trash bin. Like, okay, it's in the street. Well, it's public domain. I can pick it up now. It's mine. It's just sitting here. But with property, like when it comes to intellectual property, companies as big as Disney, they're never going to let go of these properties. Why would you have this rule that arbitrarily tells them, by the way, now Mickey doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to us. It's like, okay, I get it if it's something that's discarded. But what if something that's not discarded? Like Disney's never going to let go of these properties. It's fucking Disney, right?
It seems like it would make sense as like if it's an active patent, then you should be able to keep your copyright laws. But if it's an inactive patent, you should lose it.
Right? You should be able to pick it up. Like,
but if you're actively engaging it, then you should be able to keep it going.
Right.
Sorry, I'm trying to find our map that we're working on because it's like there it is. Okay, I remember where we are now. I think we're hearing ourselves back from Nick's feed, I think.
Line in, not out. Okay.
Everything just went green for a second.
Well, I'm not looking at that feed.
I've got us up here on a different monitor, which is going to be distracting.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Your background is very green.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, his.
Yeah.
Like the tint of that image.
It's not. I need to find a better one. I just never bothered to find something better. I'm sure there's a better color. And if you look, you can see through the headphones. You can see the green through the headphones. Which I can't win because I put the hat on. I don't think it's any better. It's about the same. This is my dude. I love this. This is my favorite shirt right now. This is my.
What is it?
2001 shirt. It's got Hal's eye.
Yeah.
It's got the model.
Oh.
Very cool.
I love that shirt.
All right.
Nobody.
I'm
I have to
a
explain
big
it to
Kubrick fan
everybody.
too. Yeah, I'm a big Kubrick fan too. The Shining is my favorite. Just how wild and weird that movie is. How much of a fuck you it was to Stephen King. Everything about it. How he placed the cans in the background and shit. Everything about that movie is so fascinating.
Everything with Nick just went green on the street.
Do you see that? What just
I see it,
happened, man?
yeah.
Why did that happen, man?
I'm also super soft. Like I look really soft on the street. But whatever. I don't care.
Is everyone on quality too?
That's not it. Just the camera.
You know what? I'm not on quality 2, so I should probably do that.
I'm on quality 2.
What's the settings again? Because we haven't done this so fucking long. Quality 2.
I'm just gonna turn myself off.
And then what? VP9 at the end? Is that what it is?
Yeah, VP9.
Yeah, codec is VP9 and quality equals 2.
Colon VP9 at the end?
I know, it just says ampersand VP9.
That's it. That's right. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I'll be back.
That's all right, man.
So it's like DDD Gamma World Joe 1 ampersand VP9.
Yep. Okay. See you guys in a second.
This thing is fucked.
It's all good.
This thing's so
It's all good.
fucked.
Hey, we're streaming. We're streaming, and that's what counts.
We're streaming, and I'm just. Hey, what's going on with this thing? Zoom in.
You're the stone.
Oh.
You're the stone pony.
I'm trying to zoom out. It won't zoom out anymore. Oh, now I'm turning gray. Hey. All right, I'm gonna kill the camera. 1 second. Wait.
Okay, no worries.
All right. I'm back.
Cool. He's gonna turn off his camera and turn it back on there because he's graying out on his side.
Yeah, it's super. It's like green. I don't even look that much better or whatever.
Oh, why is Max Payne trending on Twitter?
Why is what?
Why is Max Payne trending on Twitter?
Yeah, that's random. Is it a new game?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out right now.
Let's see. Some kind of weird
they're
poopy
building,
pants. Poopy pants was trending on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. And I was like,
they're
what
talking about building some sort of stupid PS2 collection, and they're just talking about PS2 games.
Yeah, dude, but there was a drug-induced scene on Max Payne that you played through that was unreal.
Yeah, dude, I played all three of them, and the second one is a major kind of downer. It was a really pale sequel to an amazing game, but the third one is just holy crap! The third one's insane. It upped the stakes of the game. It upped the stakes of the character. I mean, the scene setting in the third one is just amazing. You're going from, you're in the Favres of South America to, like some fucking back alleys in Boston. Like it's a wild fucking game. It's really, I recommend it to anyone who hasn't played a good Max Payne game. The third one it's nice.
It is pretty nice. I'm trying to remember which ones I played. I don't even remember. I know I played at least one.
I remember playing the first one when I was a kid. It was like the wildest experience I've ever had. Like the first time you go into that bullet jump dive.
Yeah.
Holy crap, man!
It's
that was
cool.
Life changing. As a kid. Oh my
shit.
god! It's just like Neo in the Matrix. It was fucking wild.
Oh shit, Nick.
What?
So you went to your camera. You looked good. Go back to the other camera. You're green again. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, and that's just nothing. Like that's just the camera feed just wigging out, just doing what it wants to do. And I don't know what else to do about it. Everything's set to default, and it's just still just doing that. I turn it off. I turn it on.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Why am I the whole thing now?
You are Alpha and Omega. You are everything, the beginning and the end.
There we go.
There we go. We're back.
It's not even responding to me. This thing doesn't like me at all today. I mean, I could just be green. I don't give a shit.
It's not easy being green.
It's not easy to be green.
There you go.
Anyway, it's fucking depressing. This whole fucking show. Really, it's just a fucking shit fucking show. Just a fucking depressing fucking thing. It just really is. It's like it's either one thing or another thing, or it's just some other bullshit, and just fuck it. I'll be green. Welcome to welcome to the green show. Fuckers. Bastards.
I got an article here for you. I'll share with you on the side here, but the ultimate guide to fix OBS live streaming problems.
Oh yeah, is step one fucking throw it in the garbage?
Yeah, is there a green section in that?
Fucking.
I'm looking for it.
What to do if you're a particular color?
And listen, everybody here, no one's watching us unless you're just, if you're, the only people on Twitch right now are just, I don't know, women, doing
licking
stuff.
Microphones.
Yeah. That's what Twitch is anyway. And I don't know what we're.
They almost kicked those girls off,
They should. It's fucking pornography, dude.
It was almost ours again.
It's almost.
And then they said, "Oh wait, we're gonna lose money on this." No, we can't have that,
dude. My wife got yelled at me for watching it, but I couldn't believe this chick was picking up 10,000 fucking subscriptions in a session.
There's millionaire girls on here, of course.
I'm like,
oh, forget they're making tons of cash,
dude. I'm like, go to OnlyFans. I was hoping they took Twitch and OnlyFans away from these bitches. I'm sorry.
It would have been funny. It would have been. One of the best comments I saw all week is someone who came up in a comment section about this particular topic and said, "I'm a restaurant owner. I can't wait for these girls to come back and work for me again. I miss the staff. I
Yeah.
want this to happen.
That's
like
awesome.
I need."
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Did you reboot again, Nick?
No, I left. I just unplugged and I'm replugging in the
Okay.
the feed.
Let me get. I'm gonna get another drink because I've gone through a whole drink.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
So
Because of
You're
mine.
gonna leave me here. All right.
Yep.
No,
No, I'll stay
worries,
with
no
you, and
worries.
then we'll switch. When
Yeah,
That's
we'll
all right,
tag.
it's
We'll
okay,
tag. Well,
it's
do you want to
okay.
go first, Josh? Who's closer?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
This
Are you
is
sure?
this looks dumb as shit,
yeah,
so
of
I
course.
can't
You're
use
the
this.
you're the DM, man. I want you to be comfy here.
You look good there, Nick. You look really good. You're a little puffy in the face. I figured you're
Yeah.
inflamed.
Oh, here we
sinuses.
go.
I can't see Nick actually. His head is half cut off to me, but I'm
Yeah,
not
now
looking
it's
at the
good.
stream. I'm looking.
He
at
looked
our,
a bit like Kilroy in that shot.
I just
yeah.
have you have to reset it twice. That's troubleshooting. Put that in the guide.
Did you reset it twice?
Yeah, unplug USB camera two
the guide
times.
The guide suggestions I'm seeing here are just plain awful.
Restart the computer. I mean, that's it.
Try using another streaming platform temporarily.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on.
Oh wait, let me turn this off and hide this.
Check your router, firewall, and potential software conflicts. Yeah, come on.
Well,
And if everything else you use,
everything
use
else is good. We're good now.
Okay, then there's the hook.
I don't
If
remember.
everything else,
I don't remember where we were at.
we're not in Adventure Funland. We're at that other place, and we're about to start exploring the depths of it. I think we're about to enter the lily pad complex, if I remember correctly.
That's right. We were. I know we did. We crawl through some tunnel or some shit. I think.
Yeah, I did. I think we did. We're in there now. We're just starting now to check the place out. I think we're in the lily pad facility.
Okay.
Okay, so he'll correct us, obviously. But yeah, I think that's how far we got. And me and Chris spoke about this a little bit before we were having the game tonight, and we know that there's going to be a bit of exploring going on here, as we need to kind of figure things out on our end.
Right.
And I think you're fighting a cold. I'm fighting a cold. We're not thinking about having a long night here.
No.
But if we get some of this exploring done and out of the way, we will set us up very nicely for the next game, essentially.
Right. And at least for anybody who wants to tune in who isn't looking for, girls licking microphones, we're here.
They'll find us, exactly.
Exactly. Just in case.
Yeah. I'm always looking forward to the opportunity to play Game World 2. It's
It's a good game for sure. It's a good game for sure. But I'm gonna wait for Chris to come back because I do have some. I wanted to talk to Chris a little bit. We were at the Hella Mega Tour. And then I wanted to talk to Josh. Josh wanted to talk to you too. I had some questions for you.
Okay.
But
go right ahead. Did anyone tweet out?
Oh no.
No. I usually do the tweet, but I was at a friend's this time. So
Can I look at my last tweet and then retweet that?
Yeah, you can. I've been almost looking for mine, but I tweet so fucking often.
oh shit! Hold on.
No, I mean I never tweet. I only tweet the show, really, basically. So 60.
Go for it, yeah.
Fangul. All right, wait.
When are we making the Fangul T-shirt? I just want to know.
It's got to be a ringtone. Oh, so I could copy? Can I copy? See, you should be able to copy
No, just get a Teespring account, design the shirt, and fucking make money. That's how it works.
Listen, how do I copy this tweet? Pin, change, add, remove from list. I can't.
I'm not sure if you can copy a tweet, actually.
You can't.
I just tweeted it straight out from Twitch. So, do you see my tweet? Then just cap onto my tweet. It's shitty tweet. It's not as good as Josh's tweet.
Yeah, there's no like tools. Twitch, tweet. No.
Yeah, right there. Check out Game World Actual Play. I tweeted
live on at Twitch.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try.
And I've been really good about harassing
Twitch.
role-playing game sites and role-playing game people on Twitter. I've been pretty good about that lately.
/doomsday-doopy-doo, right? Is that the channel?
Should we do that? I mean, if you want us to hunt down some prospects here, we'll fucking send the guard dogs out. Sure, I'd love to fucking get my hands on that.
Josh, you're like the Twitter expert, dude. I think we should.
Doomsday Doopy, dude.
I don't know if I'm an expert, but I did dabble a lot in social media when I used to work for that shit.
Can we get Adam's wife involved? Because she does social media. She's like a social media.
Yeah, well, actually, Adam's wife works for the company that I used to work for.
RPG.
And when I used to work for that company, I was an account manager.
I know he talked about it last night.
Sci-fi.
So the thing is, you don't get someone like Adam's wife to work on that shit. Like, she's working for a company that already does it for other clients. And what these clients often end up figuring out on their own is that they can do it for a lot cheaper if they do it in house.
Yeah.
So like Starbucks, they do their own social media management now. They don't fucking rely on third-party companies because the third-party companies are charging up the wazoo for it.
And all they're doing is hiring like young tech-savvy people to do it, right?
And the Starbucks can do the same thing themselves, right? So that's what they fucking end up doing. They end up cutting ties with these companies and just building their own, social media department. And really, that's all there is to it. Social media is just an extension of marketing.
All right. So I tweeted.
If you have a marketing department.
I'm turning on the podcast audio in 3, 2, 1. Record. Okay, we're doing it.
Cool.
Now we're doing it?
Well, now the podcast audio is being recorded live. Oh, sorry, that was a little too loud. Live on Twitch. Welcome to another episode of Doomsday Doopy Doo. How's it going, guys?
Right.
Going good, man.
It's going good? Good. I have to talk to you guys.
Doing great.
So we have one guy. We're 3 idiots. Dude, you absolutely a little late to that party. So we were at Hella Megatour, and which is why we missed the last show. But I got to talk to Josh first because I think I saw some of his tweets, dude. What the fuck? Are you one of those? Like, can you explain to me your
oh no,
your vaccination position? Like what can you tell me?
Is that what we're doing today?
No. Like, wait. I have to get to the bottom
tonight.
of you. I have to get to the bottom of some of this stuff that I think I see. I don't know if you're fucking around or if you're like. Could you explain some of this stuff to me?
Just move on with your life.
So I was all right. Well,
I didn't talk to Josh about it privately last night. Yeah, I don't ask him about his personal politics. But I've seen his tweets and I've watched some of them and I was like,
yeah, I saw some of his tweets. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? What's going on with Josh? Is he all right? You okay, Josh? You all right? I just want to make sure you're okay.
Oh man,
he should. Yeah, I feel like Josh should live in Texas. Like he should be. He's like a Canadian Texan.
Holy shit! You're not like taking that ivermectin stuff, right? You know that's like parasite fucking for cattle, right? You know that.
Yeah, you're not a cow, Josh.
You're not taking any of that stuff, are you?
It's an anti-parasitic. You know
for cattle, for cows, they give it to cows.
It's not just for cows. You know what else it treats? It treats malaria. Have you ever had malaria?
Me, no.
I had malaria yesterday.
Malaria,
I got better.
Malaria, I'm a little low.
I've seen people who have malaria. Okay, a lot of people in Africa can get malaria because the flies around there carry that shit.
Yeah, the mosquitoes and shit. Yep, that's Bill Gates. He's out there like he invented malaria so he could sell the vaccines to the people in Africa.
Bill Gates invented malaria?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's where. I mean, this is the same stuff that he's tracking us. So then the shit's in ivermectin too. He's tracking us with that too. Fucking Bill Gates, crazy.
Wait, the malaria drug is tracking us too?
Yeah, obviously.
These motherfuckers know where I am already.
I did not expect this rabbit hole.
Anyway.
I've played a couple Josh links and I'm like,
the views of Josh are not necessarily the views of this show.
Oh no, of course not.
The views of Chris are also not necessarily.
None of us really. Not that there's even a show that has views.
No. Josh's tweets are his own for sure.
I don't care.
So yeah, I don't know. I just got concerned for you, and when I saw some of the things you're tweeting, I just want to make sure you're all right.
Yeah, we're all doing good here.
You're doing good. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Private C Nut. Yeah, they follow us and they're with their phones. They know everything about us. What are you gonna
I don't take ivermectin. I take vitamin C, vitamin D. I take my vitamins.
Well, listen, everyone should take.
Well, I try to exercise.
That's it.
Live your best life, dog.
That's it, man.
Right on. Exactly.
That's it. And you know, a mask every now and then is not the end of the world. It's not. But it's you know. Over here too, like the schools. Actually, I could look here. The schools, like they're gonna put masks on kids, and they're fucking freaking out that they're gonna put masks on kids, and I'm kind of like, well, like what's the worst that's gonna happen to these kids? Like I have like a 7-year-old, and
suicide's up in teenagers, depression is up across the board for all these fucking kids in different groups. Their masks are causing. I have a child who has a problem figuring out facial expressions. The masks are killing her ability to figure out people's facial expressions.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And so now she's unable to figure out people's emotional states because she can't see their faces anymore. So she doesn't know if you're angry at her or happy at her. Like, imagine if you're a 7-year-old and you're trying to figure this fucking shit out. And now all of a sudden you go from one ear to the other and you can't see anyone's face anymore. Like, you don't think it has an effect, but it has an effect.
Yeah.
And we're not going to know how bad these effects are for another 5-10 years when those studies eventually come out. We're not going to know what this shit is doing to us now. That's why it's so important to wait for fucking
but
real studies to come out. 20-year studies. 10-year
so you're gonna
studies,
roll the
even a
dice.
5-year study.
So you're gonna roll the dice for 5 years. You're gonna do 5 years of dice rolling.
I think taking it is dice rolling. I think taking it or not taking it is dice rolling.
Putting a
You're
mask
dice rolling
on
no
is
matter
not
what.
much dice rolling. I don't think putting a mask on is dice rolling. I think that's
no. I don't
protective.
think
That's
putting on
preventative.
masks is dice rolling necessarily, but I also don't think there's not going to be an effect.
Oh, everything has an effect. That's for sure.
Exactly.
This
Like
conversation
Private
will be
C
the
Nut said
end
we
of
should
this
take
show.
we should take vitamin. We should take vitamin.
It's
Awesome.
going to tear us apart.
I just want to make
Take
sure
your
that
vitamins,
everybody's okay. So that's the first thing, because I was like, whoa, fucking Josh, wow, all right. So that's out in the open and out of the room. That I have to address the pink elephant in the room, and he's addressed.
Oh,
Yes.
Look.
He's
not. It's not a political person.
Yes, he's more political. I didn't realize he's a political person. I thought he was just chill. I thought he was chill, but he's very into the politics. I'm not very into politics.
Everything is politics.
Everything is politics. Everything you should doubt everything you see, read, and hear. I'm with you on that. I agree.
Especially on Twitter.
Especially on Twitter. Especially on Reddit. Especially on
Twitch
news
is like
organizations.
The Bible. You should totally pay attention to Twitch. Twitter, no.
I like Twitch for that.
Just don't be one of those. Just don't be one of those people who are gonna. There's people who will come at me with statistics about COVID in the Ukraine, and I'm like, what the fuck? You don't believe the United States data, but now you're coming at me with Ukraine fucking data and fucking India data and fucking data from third world fucking countries. And look at Turkey. Turkey's got the lowest vaccination rate. No one's got COVID there. Of course no one's got COVID in fucking Turkey, because if you got COVID, they fucking shove you in a closet till you die. Over here in this country, we fudge things a different way. You can't, if you don't believe the data, then you don't believe the data. Don't cherry pick your data, because now you're full of shit. That's all I want to say on that subject.
Leave the stats to the statisticians, right?
Exactly. There's a book. There's a book out called How to Lie with Statistics. Go. That's good. It's an excellent book. You should check it out.
And it is an excellent book. I've read that one too.
Yeah.
And you have to be with statistics. They can be skewed in any direction. That's why you have to be really fair with what you're looking at and be objective.
Cherry pick anything.
Yeah, because you could push your agenda one way or another. That's why you gotta look at
the old company, data. That same media company that I was talking about earlier. We used to cherry pick data to get customers to stay on with us.
Of course, yeah. Tell your story. Tell your story. And use the data as validation. Yeah. It's tricky, but.
But anyway, on to the
one thing I know. The one thing I want to say about turkey before we go too far past turkey, it's fucking delicious. I love it on my Italian sub. Turkey.
No, this is a conversation I can get behind.
Oh, the Italian sub.
The Italian sub. I'm sorry. I'm trying to diffuse the tension.
That was not my fault. That was my wife's fault. But that she doesn't know. She doesn't think anybody.
For this?
No, for the Italian sub.
Yeah. So we were going to the Hella Mega show. Nick was getting sandwiches. He's a nice guy. He's like, so his wife reaches out and says, "What kind of sub you want?"
You gotta get a sandwich to go to the show. You don't want to eat fucking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I want a nice Italian sandwich. I'm like, one, they're Italian. I'm like, they know that. I don't have to say a lot.
If you ask me.
No, I know.
For an Italian sub, I'm like, yeah, you're in good hands, bro.
No, and I was being lazy, but I'm like, this is like Lisa. There's no ambiguity here. It's a fucking Italian sub. She said, Chris, I need to know what kind of meats are on your sub. And I'm like fucking lazy, Josh. So I'm like, I got busy. I got no time to Google this thing. And I'm like, fuck it. I go turkey. So then she goes, Nick, he asked me for fucking turkey on his Italian sub. And Nick goes, you know what he wants? He wants the fucking gabagool. That was the whole fucking thing on the way to it. It was hilarious. I should have videoed it and tweeted it because it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever watched from the backseat. It was so tense. I was like a kid in the back of the car watching my parents fight. And I was like, oh, I hope we get there soon.
I'm like, how did you get him turkey? He wanted an Italian sub. Why'd you get him turkey? He asked for turkey.
Full Italian Brooklyn. He was all over her, dude.
I mean, that's another story to tell. I don't think our listeners know this, but these two guys here last week saw Green Day and Weezer in concert back to back.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fall Out Boy was in there too. But
I think we need to talk about this for a moment.
Yeah, I got a nice little break.
Fortunately,
I got a break in between. I left and I actually moshed. I haven't moshed in like 15 years.
I heard Nick. You went into fucking bleachers. You went in the fucking mosh pit. How was that?
I moshed a little bit. Yeah. I hadn't done that in a really long time. It was fun.
How did your creaky bones hold up against moshing? Eh? I have not had the guts to do that in my late 30s.
You know, not bad. There was a guy next to me who was huge. I was like, can you jack me up? He's like, my back. He was like an old Green Day fan. I'm like, all right.
I remember 20-year-olds getting elbows in the face. Fuck, man, you get body checked into the wall.
Oh yeah. I got thrown around a little bit, but it was fun. It's all in good fun. Like they catch you and they pick you back up. But it was a great show.
Huh? Well, it was middle-aged guys moshing.
Yeah, so it was a weird mixture. There was a guy there that was like maybe my age. There's a couple of guys that were a little older than me, even I think, and then there were a bunch of young kids. And so it was an interesting little mosh pit, but I wasn't in there long. Don't get me wrong. It was pretty quick, but it was interesting. The show itself, I thought, was awesome.
Weezer opened for Green Day or Green Day?
Weezer opened before Fall Out Boy, which
it was a travesty. It was a total travesty.
That's kind of fucking weird because didn't Weezer come out with a new album this last year?
Weezer came out with like 3 albums last year.
So Weezer has a new album out, and Fall Out Boy doesn't have a fucking anything new out.
No, but I really think Weezer had 2 albums in 2021: OK Human and Van Weezer.
Van Weezer,
that's fucking almost 20 years ago now, man.
Yeah, Weezer has a lot of albums.
2001, right?
No, Van Weezer is like within the last 2 years or something. Yeah,
Van Weezer's either 2019 or 2020.
Weezer came out with an album in 2020, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Van Weezer. Yeah, it was a shame. And I'll tell you what, Nick, it was funny when we went. To be honest, I was like more excited for Weezer than I was for Green Day.
Personally, I would be kind of too. Like I like both bands. I followed them ever since I was a kid. Weezer, I like only because of PVT CNUT here in the fucking chat. Because Knut was a huge fan of Weezer. He turned me on to them.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been a fan since as well. And the last album they came out with, OK Human and Van Weezer. Yeah, Van Weezer in 2021 and OK Human in 2019. I mean, they're still
OK Human's 2019.
Great rockers. These guys are still great rockers, you know? Like
the band's awesome.
Amazing.
Weezer
and I know what
Weezer's
Green Day's been up to. Green Day is still kind of promoting themselves. They promoted themselves to the emo crowd. That really worked. Now they're kind of a scene band, and that's really working out for them because they're, look at a few other punk bands.
So is it Pinkerton and the Blue Album?
2000s. They're not really around anymore, but
Pinkerton.
I could have sworn there was 2021.
The drummer from Weezer created the band Pinkerton, I think, and he had a solo album that was really good too. It had one huge hit, but it was a solid album.
Well, Pinkerton's one of the Weezer albums.
Yeah, it is a Weezer album.
There's a Weezer album, Pinkerton. Yeah.
Oh, what was it? The Rentals, I think, was the album. Was it the Rentals? Was the album the band that the drummer formed?
But the good thing about Weezer being up so soon and us having general admission is it was right up against Rivers Cuomo.
Early.
There
you were early.
Yeah,
you were right on stage.
And like with his, it was just checking out his guitar. I was like super close, and it was, they were amazing. I think that they were. I think that they might have been better than Green Day. Green Day was a more high energy band than Weezer is. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to like compare the two bands live.
But here's what I'll say, dude. I saw both of these bands in the early 90s on their first tours. I saw Weezer on the tour for the Blue Album. I saw Green Day for Dookie, which isn't their first album. It's like the third, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I trailed off with Weezer. Like I saw Insomniac and Nimrod, and I was into those albums, and I own those albums. But I never listened to American Idiot. Like I heard the hits on the radio, but I never listened to the album.
That's a good album.
It's amazing, dude. It is the Sgt. Peppers of Generation X. It is the
Tom.
Yeah, it's a really
good
album.
I don't know. I still don't like it. And you know which album, weirdly enough, that I do like of Green Day that everyone else hates?
What?
I like Warning. I like that album. I don't know why. There's a few kind of bangers on there that at the time were really, I was going through breakup or some bullshit like that. And I remember that album like really kind of fucking stuck to me. And I still listen to it today. But American Idiot, I can't fucking stand it. There's something that happened.
And I like
Warning and American Idiot, and I just can't listen to it.
Really. Yeah,
and there's some songs in there that are good. They're poppy songs.
But it's they're
great for the radio. But
I think it's arena rock though, and that's what hit me. It was very arena rock.
It is arena rock, yeah.
And I hadn't heard half of those songs.
See, the thing is, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
And there's a good chance I haven't either.
Here's the thing. Some bands you listen to their albums. Like you listen to, say, American Idiot, Green Day, American Idiot on the album. But when you watch those songs played live, they have a whole different energy to them.
Yep.
I think that a lot of Green Day songs are so much better live than on the albums. Yeah. And they're such a tight band, and they're so much they're a fun band. Not as showy as Fall Out Boy was. But I think that like you, Chris, I actually went on a little bit of a Weezer kick. I took my guitar out and started playing some Weezer songs. But then what happened was, it's like I'm flipping through music, and this happens to me every time I go to a show. I get like, I love music. I think all three of us like really love music. I think Long Shot too. And is it PVTC Nut or Private Nut? Private C Nut.
I think it would be Private Connect. I know
Private.
that,
I want to be introduced to like officially. What's your name, dude? What can we call you?
It's Private C Nut.
Yeah.
PVTC Nut.
You want us to call you
not C Nut? Dave. It's Private Connect.
Private Cannut. Let's call him Private.
Was he in the Canadian military?
Is the Cannut like a play on Canuck?
Canute.
A Canute. What's a Canute? Is that a Canadian moose?
Enlighten them, Chris.
It's a Canadian lizard. Actually, it's a canute.
No, it's not a Canadian lizard. I think it's a not a.
It's a Norse.
It's a Norse, a kingly name.
Oh, okay. Canute. So he's it's from Norse mythology. Okay. Well, nice to meet you, PVT Canute.
And we know that Longshot is from Mojo World. We know that. We explored his name before, right?
Yep.
Longshot.
So it seems like we're all like music lovers. Anyway.
Yes.
So this is what happened to me. And I think Josh is going to appreciate this. I don't know, because Josh surprises me a lot. So I'm not, as we started earlier with, but
you guys go ahead with it. I got to get my drink. I still haven't gone.
No, wait. I'm about to say something
that.
Wait. Okay, I'm going to wait for you to come back. I can't say this. I got to wait for you to come back, Josh. So go ahead.
But let me talk then real quick, because I wanted to call you and tell you this on the way home, but I figured you need decompression time. But my wife is so pissed at how much American Idiot I listened to that album fucking constantly for the past week, dude. She's annoyed at how into it I am, but it makes me. I haven't been that happy in like a really long time. Like,
we had a good fucking time,
dude. I was crying, dude. I was crying for Weezer set. I cried for fucking Green Day set, dude. I was crying. I was weeping like a baby.
Well, I'm telling you, like, there were some songs that I don't know that both bands played where it was just like fucking they were like fucking awesome. Weezer's Hash Pipe was fucking amazing.
Oh, unbelievable, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the whole Green Day set was really, it was great. It was they really did a good job. But I think I particularly enjoyed Weezer a lot. There's something about that band, something about Rivers, something about the lyrics, the I don't know what it is with them. They're just so. Do you know what I'm saying? There's something about that band that's just they're different. I guess they're.
But they speak. Here's what I'll say. They speak to me. There's a Weezer song on the Blue album that's my favorite song, called "In the Garage," and it talks about all the things that he loves. And when you listen to him talk about things he loves, he talks about
stuff that we love.
He has a Dungeon Master's Guide. I've got a 12-sided die.
Right, yeah.
I've got Kitty Pryde. He's singing about X-Men. He's singing about D&D. I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy understands me, right? I'm connected to him. That's that connection that the crowd has with the artist. And
he wants to be alone in his garage with his guitar.
Exactly.
And it's just like sometimes like you feel that. Song. Yeah, I mean, it's and then he's got, you know, he's got the, you know, you got your problems. I got my hash pipe. He's got, you know, Say It Ain't So, great song. He makes fun of the way he looks with the Buddy Holly song. How about the song? I still trying to figure the song out. I Love the USA. Have you heard that song? It's a fucking great song, man. It's fucking great song, but I can't tell. There's definitely some sarcasm. But I can't tell how much sarcasm there is in there, because the lyrics are about busting your ass and running on the beach, like so. But then there's also like some dark parts, and you know fuck yeah, this place is great. I love the USA. It's like great song. He just has great lyrics. He has great melodies. He's a great guitarist. Anyway, so. What happened to me, and now I'm glad that Josh is back, and I think Josh can appreciate this, but maybe, like I said, maybe he won't, because maybe I'm completely misreading this guy. Completely, even more than I think I already have.
I don't know,
maybe. Let's see. So, we all have music. I listen to music all the time, but whenever I go to a show, I find that I listen to music a lot more. And not just the bands that I saw, but I start listening to, and I start like, you know, it's not in my phone. I haven't listened to it a long fucking time. And I went down a hole. I put Metallica back on my phone, dude, and I can't fucking stop. I was in traffic for 2 hours. I played Master of Puppets, the album, start to finish,
4 albums,
fucking twice. I played it twice. It went through, and it went back around, and I made the second time louder. Yeah. I'm like, what?
I keep putting that band aside too. Like, I take 10-year spurts with.
Yeah, that's
Metallica.
Okay.
I put it aside.
So Josh is with me. All right, so you're cool, then, Josh.
I just wanted to make sure. Because of Metallica, I also, you know, discovered amazing bands across the metal genre. Metallica was one of the first bands I listened to, and I kind of hate what they're doing now. It's not really my thing. But I
don't even know what they're doing now.
Love the band for having introduced me to the genre itself, and there's such a drop of water in the bucket compared to the genre of metal, because now there's so much out there. There's so many different subgenres. There's a flavor for everyone out there when you look at just metal itself. Yeah, and of course, there's always going to be your pioneers, and they're great for that. But every band goes through its fucking phases, right? Like, whether it's Black Sabbath or Metallica, you know, they have great albums, they have shitty albums, they have terribly edited albums, they have rushed albums, they have seminal albums, and it's like every band's gonna be that way.
I have to see them live. I haven't seen Metallica live.
Metallica is one of those bands that apparently when you see them live, it's a fucking show, man.
It's gotta be.
It's a lot of rumors. Gotta be. Shows back in the 80s and 90s that were just like,
it's gotta be
apocalyptic shows.
Yeah, it's gotta be. So, Chris, you know, get ready, because I don't know. Do you like Metallica?
Dude, I'm down. I still want to go see Rancid and Dropkick with you.
Yes, I want to see them.
Yeah.
I want to go see Tim, and that's the other thing, Josh.
Josh, you got to come down.
Green Day covered, and they think they do it every concert.
They cover a lot of Rancid songs.
They no Operation Ivy. They did Knowledge.
So Canute saw the Metallica live in '97. Did you see him live in '97?
No. I was fucking way too young. I was '97. I was like fucking 14.
No.
But there were Lollapalooza in '97, right?
There's some people in the chat room though who did see.
That's what I'm saying. He saw them. How were they? They were good live in '97. They were. Yeah, they covered Operation Ivy. Yes, they did.
Which funny was
the whole place didn't.
It wasn't a huge crowd hit. Like, a lot of people didn't realize the song, and it was a little bit quieter than the other songs. But I was excited as shit about it. Yeah,
he didn't say it. He just played it.
Yeah, and I think they do it they've done it for years. But I'll say this, Nick, what you said about putting stuff away, like I had kind of put Green Day away. Like I had dismissed them. We had said it before. I said Foo Fighters are the last rock stars, but Billy Joe Armstrong can still
Foo
fucking
Fighters.
rock, dude.
Definitely.
They can still fucking rock. And Rivers rocks. It's a little bit more of a yacht rocky rock. It's a little more mellow rock, but he
surf
fucking
rock.
rocks too, dude. But it like I think what you said. All of a sudden, I'm listening to more music and I'm going into all my fucking DVD books or my CD books.
Yeah.
Pulling shit out that I haven't listened to in years.
Yep, that's what happens. And that's one of the reasons I also like going to shows is because you start to like, dust fucking albums off and you start going down these holes. And I think tomorrow I'm going to listen to Master of Puppets start to finish another 2 more times, I think.
What are the first 4 Metallica albums? Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets.
Kill 'Em All
is the first
Kill
one.
'Em All.
Kill 'Em All,
one.
Ride the Lightning, Masters of Puppets, and Injustice for All. And
Injustice
for All is their best work. Injustice for All is when they get really close to prog rock. The breakdowns are all uneven, and they're so experimental, but they're doing their whole
own thing. At
Injustice for All. That album is like it's an indictment against the system, and it's indictment against the system from beginning to end.
I don't know, man. Ride the Lightning is a fucking great album, dude.
And then they have a hiatus after that, and the first album they came out with after Injustice for All was fucking Fuel. I think it was either Black or Fuel. And
I think Black was next. Fuel was after that, and
so
then
it was Black, and then Fuel, and
then Reload.
Load and Reload. Exactly.
Black is the one they won the Grammy for, right? I think.
Well, that's the one that made him popular. Although they played that one song. I think it was from Ride the Lightning. Oh my god. Call of
Cthulhu. Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's an instrumental.
And it's because they remastered that track, right? Yeah. And if you listen to the original is still amazing because I think the original still had the original bassist. If I remember correctly, Metallica's Call of Cthulhu had Cliff Burton as the bassist, and that's why when you hear the other versions of him, it sounds completely different.
Really?
Like they put it out again for S&M, their album where they're playing with the San Francisco Philharmonics Orchestra, and it sounds different only because they're filling in with all of their other instruments what basically Cliff Burton was able to do with the bass by himself, because Cliff Burton was a fucking massive bassist. You want a trip, a real crazy trip? Look on YouTube some of these albums and look up versions of those albums where the bass was brought up in volume. And they're usually going to be labeled Cliff Burton track.
Really?
So you can look up Ride the Lightning Cliff Burton version.
Really?
And you'll find like all the songs from Ride the Lightning except with the bass brought up. And you fucking
who
hear
did that?
Cliff
Someone did
bass,
that, or
and he's fucking. It was a travesty bringing his bass volumes down.
But wait,
I think there was a lot of kind of.
So in other words, there's literally 2 versions of the album, and then the producer's cut that just brought the bass down.
Where they cut down the bass, and you barely hear it, and now the bass is completely kind of submerged underneath the 2 main guitars, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like a foundation for those 2 guitars, but which I mean,
so
Hetfield is a great
I'll
front
try to find
man,
one of those albums.
and Kirk Hammett is a magician on the fucking guitar. Let's face it. But anyway, so listen, we got it. So let's keep an eye out for a Metallica show, and let's all go to one.
Yeah, and we still owe a real Primus show.
That's the name of the album. The album is called Cliff 'Em All. Metallica.
Cliff 'Em All, nice.
Yeah, full DVD, Cliff 'Em All. Check that out. You're gonna love it.
All right,
That's
check it
awesome.
out. All right, so
but yeah, music is important. And I'll say this: bring it back towards role playing. In Josh's game, he has a rhythm application that plays in Discord, and he has a soundtrack going. So, and there's a lot of punk in there. He plays a lot of
that's pretty cool.
Very deep cuts and stuff, and then he'll let us drop stuff in there. We went on a whole Tool thing, and Sophie and I went down a fucking Tool hole one day. We just started posting all these tools.
Yeah, I'm missing a couple of cables, so because I want to input some things into this mixer too, so I could add some stuff. I had to play my version of Master of Puppets on my guitar.
And the role playing community is figuring out solutions for streamers. So sooner or later they're going to be, and I think there are already a couple of dedicated products that exist out there. But there are going to be products out there where you can patch into them for things like background soundtracks that are going to be copyright free.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it's something to consider because there's deals going between right now Roll20 and a place called the RPG Sound Factory. It's got a weird name like that, and essentially what all the RPG Sound Factory does is they produce tracks, ambience tracks that can be used in D&D games. Well, before streaming was a thing, they were only doing it for shits and giggles because people like this stuff. People like to use it during their games. But now with streaming, there's a business model.
Yeah, I
right?
sent that link to you, Chris. Remember in the beginning when we were first going?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And we were trying to get that into the D20. Remember? I don't know, Josh. Remember when we were doing
we
the D20?
played with it for a few episodes.
played
It
with
patched
it.
right into D20.
It patches right
a
into
lot
D20.
of these
yeah.
Sound Forge songs, you can
Yep.
get them right into D20.
Yep.
To D20. Roll 20. I mean.
And
Roll
along
20,
the same boat too. I should mention. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet I put. Mark sent me this link to an orchestra doing the Conan soundtrack that I listened to, and I was like, it was unbelievable. And I said, is it wrong that I hear this soundtrack in my head every time I play D&D? I hear the fucking Conan soundtrack. It's just like, it's so fucking epic.
I mean, you saw the effect too yesterday. You guys are surrounded by killer robots. You're in the middle of a robot apocalypse, and in the background, I just start playing the soundtrack from Terminator 1.
Terminator, yeah.
Like how appropriate was that?
Yeah, it made a great ambiance to the effect of the paranoia of we didn't know when they were going to jump out, and we're kind of fighting our way from block to block, and people are getting fucked up and going down.
It's choice.
Yeah, it really does add a whole that next level to kind of what you're doing, and I could see where not streaming you could play. Like I would love to play there's 4 Misfits songs I would play every time you guys fought that I think are fucking. Just crazy epic songs.
You can patch it into the thing and just play it.
Yeah,
shit.
I love that shit.
Let them fucking.
We should.
Edit.
Yeah, let them pull it on the stream. See, we're too small a fish right now for them to fuck with us.
Yeah, really.
Well, I don't know, Nick. I freaked out the last time they were saying that my fucking intro song that I made
you ripped it
in
off.
the fucking program. They said it was fucking copyrighted, and I'm like, what the?
You ripped that whole thing off. You said you
did
wrote the
not rip
song.
it
You didn't
off.
write the fucking song.
That's all my creativity, my
No,
soul
it's
poured
not.
into it.
None of it was created by you.
Anyways.
Anyway, we have about a half hour left for role playing, but
all right, so we're gonna
listen.
So while we're
Really,
talking about
mainly, I
creativity
wanted
and
to
shit,
get. I wanted to not have nothing here. I wanted to just put something out. I don't feel entirely well. I probably
Nick may or may not have contracted COVID.
I got mosh pit Rona.
Yeah, he's got the Rona from mosh pitting.
We're fighting a cold here too in this household.
Yeah.
So the creeping crud.
But I wanted to have something, and I haven't seen you. I've seen you guys in a while. Chris, I saw you, but Josh, I hadn't seen. So I don't know. I just felt like it was good to get together, so we didn't have nothing for the next Josh's his video stream is blitzing out over here. So I mean, I apologize if we don't have a lot of time to play, but we play a little bit. But like I said, at least we kind of got together and did something.
That's all.
I just got a little bit of the sweats. I'll be all right.
I hope you're okay, dude.
No, I'm fine. I actually was worse. I'm actually got better. It was really just a nasal drip, but it's like it drips and you need nasal drip. It drips. Nasal drips drip.
It drip. That's by definition, it's dripping.
Yep.
He's drippy. All right, so let's recap really quickly.
I think we're going into the lily pad, or what are we doing?
Yep. So you guys penetrated the lily pad. You went through a service entrance because you realized when you arrived that the lily pad was even further underwater than you thought. So you went through a catacomb of semi-flooded tunnels and were able to emerge in the lily pad research station. And when you got there, you checked out a few rooms. One of the rooms had a fireworks fish that had been genetically engineered to be this beautiful, explodingly colored fish. Josh tried to penetrate. I can't say penetrate twice. You tried to crack the code of the workstation there, and you didn't get much information outside of that immediate workstation, which was details about that fish.
Right.
You left that room and searched around, and you ended up in a larger room with a window. And I believe we left off with Mr. Mallory was at the window, and he put his hand on it, and a bunch of these phosphorescent fish had kind of outlined his hand and his arm, and in the distance behind it, you could see something really large moving around, and it scattered the fish. And I believe that's kind of where we left off. Like a lot happened, but like a lot didn't happen.
Well, yeah, but no, it was. I remember it being highly ominous. Like I felt like something. I thought something was about to happen in that room because it was like bubbles. I thought it was like some sounds that we were hearing. Then we got glimpses of this massive thing with those things that were by. His hand fled. And we started backing away from the window. I remember like worrying about that, and then it ended. I'm very close to leveling up, by the way. I don't know, Josh, where you're at with that.
I'm not.
I'm pretty
still
close.
A couple of thousand away. I think I still need like 1,016. So
I
like
have to sort out
huge
some of the
away.
experience. Still though, I think I owe you guys at least the drug truck experience.
Yeah, the drug truck is the one we didn't get.
Give yourself each 650 experience for that.
Okay.
But if you level up, Nick, you will not level up.
No, I'm not level up next time. Yeah. Okay. Until I leave this dungeon, you said?
Until we complete this dungeon, yeah.
Right. Okay.
You said 650, right?
650. Yeah, let's call it that. I'm winging it.
That's fine. It works.
So you're in a room. It's a very large room. There's a dark tank to your right that has nothing in it, and a huge window in front of you where you could see that you're deeply underwater. And like you said, you saw something very large in the shadows. It was all tentacles and fins that had swum by and scattered the phosphorescent creatures that had been attracted to you at the window. And I believe that's where we left off. You had a huge set of double doors behind you that you walk through. And then across the room from the tank on the opposite wall is another small door.
Okay. And now we're underground, right?
You're underwater more than underground, yeah.
Okay. We wouldn't we would normally not be under anything had this not flooded.
The station was definitely underwater. It wasn't quite as deep as it is now.
Okay.
So you're maybe it would have been 30 or 40 feet underwater.
So we're in an area designed to be underwater.
Say again?
We're in an area designed to be underwater.
It's a research station that was under the water, yes.
Okay.
But it also sounds like it's sinking deeper.
Well, when the barriers that they had that was holding the lake back, that was these glass walls collapsed, everything got covered in water because it was below the sea level. So they were using the lake as a tank for some of the larger creatures. And when that glass shattered, it created this even deeper water for the rest of the park. And this research station would have been underwater already, but it's even deeper underwater.
Okay. I'd like to do like a knowledge physics.
Physics?
Earth and life sciences. Okay.
Physics.
What are you trying to figure out?
Earth, wind, and fire.
It's not a craft check. Because if it was a craft check, I'd be using craft structural. I'm going to try to use kind of a knowledge structural. How safe are we down here? Is essentially the question I'm asking.
So you want to assess the glass window in front of you,
and especially I want to assess what the results would be if we used our ballistic weaponry down here.
Okay, make a roll.
Right.
You could try anything.
Well, I mean, this is just a knowledge check, right? So I'm just trying to gauge if I know what the outcome might be if we start popping off guns. I got 17.
17. Okay, so you kind of examine the glass, which you can see is designed to deal with some depths, but you can see that it is under some level of stress. You would be very concerned of any kind of ballistic weapon that was discharged in a room where you had a glass window.
Man, okay. So I let everyone in the room know that they don't want to shoot these windows.
Okay.
Or more importantly, miss what you're shooting at.
Yeah, don't miss. If you're gonna shoot, make sure you're gonna hit, because if you miss, there's a chance that we shatter one of these glasses there. We'll find all of ourselves underwater soon.
Okay, noted. I
point that out to you specifically to show you, like, there's a danger here, and unless we take care with our weapons, we could really fuck ourselves.
So I put my charged pistol away.
Yeah, I mean,
and I take out my vibroblade.
Josh, that there's a very real possibility that may have been what happened to the other stations, is that the integrity of the dome being deeper than it was designed to be could have over time and corrosion and everything collapsed under the weight and just flooded. And that could be the case with the other research stations. Why this one? Who knows? Maybe it's just luck. Maybe it was placed a little bit higher than the others, and it's that little fraction of a millimeter that's going to make a difference, or a foot.
So I'm also going to put away my hardballer, and I'm going to take out the energy mace.
Okay. So Josh pulls out. Is the energy mace just the stick, and then the head of it just kind of appears?
Electrical charge, yeah. It causes electricity damage.
So he pulls a stick out with a ball on the end of it, and when he presses it, there's a little light spark off the top of it.
So I admire his mace from a distance.
Yes, it's got a very nice shaft. I rub my hand up and down the shaft.
That is a nice. Actually is a nice shaft.
That's a nice,
very sleek.
That's a nice mace.
Meecho knows a good shaft when he sees one. That's a nice.
Did you notice my vibroblade? And I kind of I wave it around so he can.
Are you guys comparing your?
We're measuring
shafts.
Our weapons.
This is. You guys want me to leave? I'm almost jealous.
No, we need you.
Well, listen, Glume, don't shoot anything, right?
You got to set the stage for us here.
Pull a knife out. You have a knife or something? There's nothing here.
The camera?
There's nothing in this room that's gonna.
You're intrinsic to this.
Yeah. There's nothing that we currently need to, do anything to anyway. But you should probably make sure that you use a knife instead of your.
Yeah, exactly. So I tell the others too to kind of holster their fucking weapons.
Is there anyone? Yeah, who else is with us? That's true. I mean, no one else is with us, right? It's just us, me, you, Glume.
No, there were a couple of the guards.
Some guards came with us.
3 of them, I think.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't Otso with us too?
No.
Otso didn't come down. No,
Otso was not going in there.
So he's at the surface.
He wasn't doing that whole tunnel thing.
Yeah, he's holding the fort down.
Oh, okay. So how many of them do we have with us?
3. I'm going to say 3 because I haven't listened to the old show.
So I turned to Mr. Mallory and I asked him, because he's the computer guy. You're the guy with all the maps. You've been plugging into computers this whole time we've been down here. Is there any other way out of this place that you were able to see? Or do we have to go all the way back fucking where we came from, through all those doors, back through that tunnel all the way? Is there some other way up and out?
I mean, from what you saw, Mallory, generally it was a round facility, roughly round. It had a couple of other little knobs off of it, but there was no way in or out that you saw from the maps and the schematics that you had to look at.
Okay. And can I access maybe child-friendly maps? If they have displays here for patrons and visitors, is there a way to kind of display a map of the entire complex?
No, this isn't a complex that visitors would have been invited to. This is a research complex. It's R&D. So this isn't a place that would be. It's not. It's actually not.
We're underneath Disney. We're underneath Disney World right now.
Pretty much.
No, we're not in. Yeah, exactly.
We're behind the scenes of Disney World.
We're not at Disney World. We're underneath Disney World.
Right.
Actually, even more. Think about it. If there was an Imagineers research station where they were creating the events and designing the animatronics and the special effects and how the fuck Space Mountain looks at night, right? That's where the engineers hang out. You're in that type of facility.
Okay,
cool.
All right. Great. So there's no way out. All right, so we got to go all the way the fuck back that way. Wait, now we're okay. This room, we came through double doors. We have this glass window to the right.
Yep. Double doors to the left, and then in front of you
double doors
is
to the left.
Another small door. And behind you, there's a tank in the corner that's dark, and another research computer that is also dark.
I go look at the canister.
Yeah, I mean, it's just empty, completely empty. There's nothing's ever been put in it. So
it's a black empty canister.
Yep. Okay. Big giant tank. It's like an 8-foot tall tank with a metal cap on the top of it, hoses, but there's no water. There's nothing in it. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Mallory, is there anything you want to look at?
What else is in the room?
Nothing. There's a small table with a light on it next to the window, but other than that, there's nothing else in the room. No chairs, nothing.
We said there's a computer that's dark. You said.
Yep. There's a computer to the left of the tank that's dark.
That's the computer I was using.
No, you used the computer actually in a different room. The other one room over.
Okay. So I'll go to the computer that's dark.
Okay.
I tap on the glass. It doesn't look like it's responding.
Now it looks like it's not powered at all.
Can I splice one of my power cells to the interface and see if I can get it powered up?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the cable and you pull it up and you realize it's not even plugged in, really.
Okay, so I plug it in.
Okay, so the computer starts to boot up and go through a boot up sequence, and you see it come up to a prompt that says log in, log in.
So the structure has power.
Plugged into the wall or the
yeah.
power cell? Oh, really? So we plugged into the wall and it started?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so there's a power source around here somewhere. Maybe an underground, power facility of some sort. Maybe nuclear. That could be good for us. I mean, if there is a power station down here that's supplying this place with power,
Yeah,
shit,
definitely.
We could run cables all the way back to town and fucking.
Just don't accidentally open any of these windows.
Well, let's hope not. So I'll start navigating the computer and see what's happening as it boots up.
Right, so it boots up. It's just asking. It's asking for a login at this point. There's nowhere else to go but logging in.
Okay, so I'm going to try to use computer use to crack into it.
All right, so roll.
Hack into it, not crack, but. All right. Natural 20, so 35.
Okay, so you start rolling through some of the most common passwords and you're able to crack it. You type in sex and it logs you in. And not
much has changed in 1,000 years.
Yeah. It's password 1.
Yeah,
actually. So the readout comes up and it's like biotank disconnected, containment 0, power 0. You start seeing readouts like it's reading out from the tank to the left of it that has nothing in it.
Okay.
And then it ends up going to a prompt and it just stops.
What's the prompt say?
It's just literally like a little greater than symbol just sitting there.
Okay.
I would say the operating system of these computers are very like Linux based, like very crude, not a lot of graphical interfaces. So it's just like the basic like
Linux
ANSI characters and stuff.
So I'm going to try to see if I can go to like a root menu.
All right. So you make another computer roll.
Okay. 24.
All right. So you get to a root menu and you can pull up a bunch of databases and
I want to find settings, environmental settings.
Okay. You find one that says environmental, which is a database.
I go in there and try to find light switches and shit.
Okay, so you log into it and you can see some environmental readouts for the room, the individual room that you're in, which it says, power, casualty, lighting, casualty, life support, casualty. So you can see that the environmental power are on some kind of casualty power that's being fed on a room per room basis.
Okay, and I can assume the casualty means like kind of emergency power, right?
Yes. It also means that it's finite, whatever was feeding it.
It's not it's not a renewable resource. That means it's running on fumes, whatever it is.
I mean, potentially, if it's hundreds of years.
Are there doors leading out of this room?
Yes. There's double doors that you came through, which is
a small door.
Now to your left. The main window is to your right, and across the hall there's a single door.
Okay. Have we tried to open that door?
I'd like to
yell out to Glume and Meecho and say,
door,
"Can you guys check out that door?"
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'll peek through that small door. I'll have a vibroblade in my right hand and a flashlight in my left.
I check really quickly to make sure there are no security systems waiting for them on the other side.
All right, make a computer roll.
Sure. That's a good roll. 18 plus 15, so over 30.
I mean, you pour through the databases that you have, and you don't see any mention of any security systems at this point.
Okay, yeah. So I'll ask them again. Get that door open. Let's see if we need to light the path, because I have access. I tell them I have access, but resources are limited. So we really need to decide what resources we want to use here for our betterment. and try not to overtax the system, because if we do, everything's going to shut down.
So,
All right.
okay. Yeah.
So, like, for instance, if you go up to that door, the door won't open. I might be able to open it for you, but let's not use those resources until we realize we need them.
Right. Yeah. So let me just open the fucking door.
All right,
I'm
so
opening
you-
the door. I try to
So
pull
you
it.
walk over to the door. There's no knob on the door, but to the right of it, there's a pad in the wall that's glowing a very dim green.
I press the green. Is it green button? I press it.
So you press the green pad and it goes yellow for a second, and then the door goes and slides open.
Okay.
And you look into
I shine
a
my
room
flashlight into the room.
Okay. Well, as you look in, you can see that immediately there's a light illuminating from the left across this room. Right across the hall from you, there's another door, and you can see that the room goes deeper to the right, deeper in like a crescent shape.
All right. So I step into the room. You said I saw. I see a light from
Yep.
some. I bring my attention towards that light. What do I see?
All right, so you turn to your left and you see a screen that has a outline shape of a lily pad, and it says lily pad station on it, which is glowing very dimly. And as you look to your right, there's a couch there, and as you look further around the crescent, you can see chairs and tables.
So I tell Mr. Mallory that there's another terminal in here, and it appears to be powered on. And I start moving forward, I don't know, through the crescent, on through the hallway, to while he's doing what he does.
I
So you can-
can't find any security systems in the database.
No
mention of androids patrolling. No mention of turrets or electrified force fields. Anything like that.
No, so the one thing that you're finding, much like the other station that you cracked, is that the station is very localized to the actual research bay in the room, but you do have access to the environmentals that are being fed to the room, but each terminal is isolated to that particular room. So you're able to glean some stuff from the databases, but you don't have access to any kind of centralized system.
So for the time being, can I try to reallocate resources for lighting and stuff like that, environmental, air conditioning, lighting, HVAC, all that stuff? Can I reroute those resources towards sustaining the building, like sustaining the infrastructure of the building?
Make another computer roll.
My idea here is to kind of strip power from things like environmental lighting for pond fishes that nobody cares about anymore, and to send that energy instead towards things like force fields that might be fucking holding back load-bearing screens or some shit like that.
You're pulling a Scotty. Diverting the power.
Scotty,
Divert the
yeah.
power from the main grid to the
deflector shields.
Deflector shields.
So I got 21 on that.
So you're realizing that you don't have access to that kind of controls here, but logically there should be a terminal somewhere that would give you access to the core information. These terminals are more like scientific terminals related to the pods and the room immediately in what the pod is in.
Hey, is there any information about the damn fish that we're looking for in any of these computers?
Yeah.
You're looking for lights and shit.
So what fish are we looking for again?
You're looking for the pollution-eating fish, right? That Atso located.
So I'll try to use the database for that there. I'll try to find out if I can locate where those fish are located.
Okay, make a computer roll.
That's a very good mention, Nick. 25, 27.
27. You just don't see any mention of anything outside of what was immediately in this room. And actually, this room's database is empty because it has nothing in the tank.
So what I'll do then immediately is I'll move over to the room that Meecho's in, and I'll try that computer there.
All right, so
maybe each computer in each room, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So Nick, you walk further back into that room and you see chairs, 4 chairs, 2 tables, and then another little table in the corner with a light coming out of the middle of it. And once again, wraparound glass, looking out into this very, very dark water that you could see bubbling past the glass. But other than that, it appears to be some kind of lounge, like some kind of place that scientists might hang out and relax. Mallory, as you walk into the room, you turn to the left and you look at the sign that says "Welcome to the Lily Pad Station." It looks to be some kind of digital signage. There's not even actually a terminal to interface with it. It just looks like it displays information. And you can see some information about mean temperature in the rooms and a clock and things like that, but nothing super helpful.
There should be information there about the aquatic life we're reviewing. I mean, this is kind of like a museum, right?
Now this is a research station, so this would be like digital signage to display information for the scientists and things like that.
But it's stuff that they already knew, so they wouldn't be given like a
like if there was messages for the day when the I won't get into the kind of things that they might show because you don't know.
Okay, yeah, the minutia. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
It's like for people that are working there, this is a lounge where they would go. They could gather information about.
Can I read the notices from the last 100 days?
From the last 100 days?
Can I flip back through all the notices?
I mean, there's no way, since it's digital signage, it's display only. I mean, if you wanted to try to hack into it, you could try to hack into it.
I'll try to fucking hack into it. I mean, I would like to just see what the last 100 messages were, because maybe I'll find one that's relevant to what we're looking for.
All right, so let's use your data pad, some kind of craft electrical, and then a computer knowledge skill.
Okay, you got it. So I'm going to try to patch my data pad into this rig. I'm going to use craft electrical to do that.
While he's doing that, do I see any? Were there any other doors in this? I go back. Excuse me. I go back into the other room while he's doing that, because there was another set of doors. The room that we left to come into this one.
All right. So you walk back to the digital signage, and you have to your left. You're standing in front of the "Welcome to the Lily Pad" sign. To your left, there's a door that you came through.
Right. I want to go through that door.
To the right, there's a door you have not gone through yet.
Okay, I'm going to go through the door that we came through, because there was two sets of doors in that room.
Well, you go back, and then in that room, there's a double set of doors set of double doors that you walk through to go into this room.
So the only other exit out of that room was the double doors that we used to get in there, right?
Yes.
So yeah, it's a dead end, Nick.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, because
there were two sets of doors there, I thought.
If you go through the double doors, there was a room there that had another set of double doors and a single door that you have not been through yet.
You want to go check those out?
Yeah, I'm just going to go check that out while you're looking at the computer there to see if maybe there's another computer.
Goes back to the double doors, and he's in another room where you have a storage room of some kind where you have a bunch of crates laying around in boxes. And
oh, cool. All right, so while he's doing that, I'm just going to rummage through crates with my flashlight to see if I find any cool stuff.
Okay.
But go ahead. I don't want to. Mallory's doing his.
Well, make your rolls, Mallory, and tell me what you get.
So I got 20 for the craft electrical.
Okay, so you're able to connect some kind of interface cable. You pull a wire out and you splice it together. You pull up your data pad.
Now here's the computer device.
Yep.
The computer use. Sorry. 26.
Okay, 26. So you start to pull up a list of the past 100 days, and you don't have anything for the past 100 days. You got to go back further, like thousands of days, and you go back to what must be like pre-apocalypse, and you get schedules for submersible arrivals and departures, lunch, dinner, and breakfast times, outside messages, news messages.
I'm looking for any mention of envirocentric fish or species. Any mention of envirocentric species.
No, so
species that are created for the eradication of another substance.
So what you end up pulling up is just a lot of information about the general life in the research station for the scientists, where they were brought here, they spent weeks here, and then they were taken away, and more scientists were brought in. It's arrivals, departures, lunches, lunch menus, things like that, but nothing super like dynamic. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going down like almost 500 days, to the point where I'm really not seeing anything. It just goes on and on and on.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so I'll detach my equipment from it then, and then I'll see what it's displaying now.
Okay, so it goes back to that same like lily pad. Welcome to Lily Pad Station. And it's like a traced outline of a lily pad with a little line through it, and very crude kind of graphic.
When I first, does it accept handprints?
No, it's not a touch screen. Really.
No?
It's just really just a read-only screen.
It's really just a read-only
screen. A thin like polyorganic like display.
Oh, here's a question. So while I was in there, while I was still connected to it, it's getting its information, whatever is being displayed on the screen, it's getting this information from a kind of API, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's a kind of subroutine that's sending out signals, and this system is designed to attach to those signals and then put them out as newscasts, right? Something in the system is designed to
almost like an RSS feed or something.
Yeah, it's like a bulletin board.
Exactly. Like a bulletin board. Something out there though is feeding. Are there recent messages? Like from today and yesterday?
No.
When was the last recent message?
It was probably 600 days ago.
600 days ago?
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, there was a message here?
Yeah, but it was a lot of just like end of day, start of day messages, sunrise, sunset. It was a lot of just automated stuff that they had thrown in there. Even the menus were pretty routine, so they were going to keep pumping out the same menus. So they worked for a few years, even post-war.
So how about this? Can I use, before I unhook my equipment, can I use my computer use to try to detect where the messages are coming from? What's the API? Where is it being sent out from? And where is that API located? Like, is there a server room somewhere where this software is running?
You can try anything.
Okay, I'll try that. And I think that might be the last thing. And I don't have an amazing roll here. I got 19.
Okay. So no, it really doesn't. There's nothing that's going to indicate exactly where the core intelligence is for this station from this display.
Okay.
Is there anything
it's
cool?
It's really a dumb display.
Is there anything cool in these crates?
It's a very dumb display. Eh? Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything cool?
Go ahead, Meecho.
Anything cool in these crates?
All right. So you walk out and you start cracking open a crate. You crack open one and it's just filled with like some kind of medical scrubs of some kind, like pre-packaged that are like clean. There's probably 16
clothes,
pairs of like almost like scrubs.
Okay.
Another one is already been cracked open and there's nothing inside of it. You can find a couple of packs of desiccant in there in the bottom, but it's empty already.
Okay.
And then a third you open up and you find about 30 packages of some kind of rations in there. Like freeze-dried little packages of rations.
Okay. I grab one of those and throw it to Glume because I'm assuming he's hungry.
Oh, yeah. I'm always hungry. Thank you.
Taste it. See if it's any good.
He tears it open and he pulls a package out and pulls a canteen out and puts some. He's reading directions. He puts some water in it, shakes it up, and pulls a spoon out. And he starts eating. He's like,
Oh, it's good.
It's not bad. All
right, so I take one out too. Any other crates in here?
There's another crate. Another 2 crates are empty, and that's everything that's in the room.
All right. I will, I guess, grab some MREs and some of those MREs and shove them in my bag. How many were there left?
29? You got 29 more that you
29. I'll grab 29 MREs.
Okay, yeah, package them. They're pretty small little packages, and you can mix them.
Small
meals. Each one is one meal, so
okay,
it's something. And then, like I said, from this room, you have a door to your left that you came from.
Right.
A set of double doors right in front of you, and then another single door to your right, and then behind you, the double doors that lead to the room that Mr. Mallory's in still.
So this, I'm tracking all these doors.
Yeah, I know it's not easy. This is where I could show that. Wish I could show the map.
So there's 3 doors I haven't gone through, and 1 door that goes back to Mr. Mallory.
Well, 2 doors actually that you haven't gone through. A set of double doors that are directly in front of you,
so I'm
opposite the double doors behind you that Mallory's in,
right,
and then a single door to your right.
So there's a single door to my right, and there's a set of double doors that I haven't gone through.
Yes, the other 2. There's a single.
So
I'll
try the single door first. I'll try the single door first.
All right. So you go over to the. Oh shit! I closed it. Sorry. So. Damn it. So you walk over to the single door and you slide it open and you're in another room.
Uh-huh.
To your left, there's a single door. To your right, there's a pair of double doors.
Nothing else in this room?
And nothing else in the room. There's a little terminal on the wall right inside the door that you go in that looks like it opens and closes the door from the other side. It has some kind of locking mechanism on it.
Okay, and no more glass things with fish or anything like that.
Not in this one, no.
Not in that room. Okay, and then in that room, you said there's another door.
Yeah, to your right, there's a set of double doors. And to your left, there's a single door.
Okay, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep going with single doors.
When you were like when you did D&D as a kid, you literally had to draw your own map to like
I
know where you came from, like make marks on walls and shit, and like remember.
I almost want to do that now. Do you mind if we kind of backtrack and you let me do that for a quick minute?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna start at the tunnel, and I'm just drawing this on my side with using MS Paint. Okay, so it's gonna be like super fucking crude. I don't need a lot of information. So starting from the tunnel that we entered into this complex, we got into the first building. The building the room size was what, a circle or a square?
Shaped like a football, with a grate in the middle of it. You guys came into the grate.
Okay. Now there was a door on the north end, east end, or west end. We came from the south.
Door would be on the west side of that room. So shape it like a football. It's on the west side of the football.
Okay, good. So there's one door on the west side. Is there a door on the north and east side, or no other doors?
Nope, no other door.
Now that door on the west, does it lead to another room, or does it lead to a hallway?
Leads to a hallway that leads to another door. It's a very small hallway, and that's all going west.
So the next room is shaped like a football, shaped like
a crescent.
A fucking crescent.
Yeah, I know.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know. That's what the map has. I'm sorry. With the flat side on the far side, so half circle, and the door
flat side on the far side. What the fuck does that mean?
What crescent has a flat side? That's what I want to know. There's no such thing as a crescent.
Sorry, not
side.
A crescent. It's let's call it a half circle. It's a half circle.
I'm drawing a crescent now. Am I drawing a crescent or am I drawing a fucking half circle?
It's a fucking half circle, Josh. Jesus Christ. You're Mr. D20. We don't have fucking D20 here, Josh. We're fucking roughing it.
Okay, half circle is fine. Half circle is easy. I like that. Yes. Now, half circle, there's going to be a west side, which is the flat side of the half circle, and then a north side and a south side, right? What are the other doors?
Fuck. The other door is in the middle of the flat side of the half circle.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Is that
and the door you came through is on the middle of the curve side?
Wait. What were we going to say, Nick?
Well, which one of these did we go through? Where are we in these things?
Well, you came out of the hatch through the one door that you could go through, through the other only door
in
that
the
you
west,
could go through.
down the hallway through the hall in the west. Then there was two doors.
Yep, and then you went through the door in the middle of the half circle.
So
right?
there's a double door on the flat side of that half circle that we haven't even gone through yet.
No, you went through that because every room that you came through only had one way out. I'll tell you when it had multiple ways out.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Well, no,
that kind of makes sense.
No, but the half moon, the half circle has two doors.
No, the door you. Oh shit, we lost Mallory.
No, that was me. That was me. That was my fault. I'm trying to find a way to show my screen.
So.
There's no way to do it. So, like, even while I'm drawing, this is useless to us because I can't show Nick.
No, but I'm drawing it as well. I'm drawing it for myself.
My key.
I can't see because it's chroma cast, right? I'm seeing right through.
It's chroma cast. Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah. So,
but I'm drawing it so at least
like a half circle, right? A line and then a half circle. You have a door here that you're coming through, and there's a door here,
right,
on the flat side. So you went through. Okay, so now you went through that door. You were in a hallway.
We went through the curved side door.
Yep. The hallway went straight, and then around the corner to the left. In the straight part of the hallway,
what do you mean to the left? Can we stick with east, north, and south? Okay. North, south, east, and west?
I'm going to tell you that this hallway goes northwest, because it goes at an angle. Because this thing is a circle.
If you're telling me that we're turning left, though, now we're moving south, right?
No, you're moving. You start to turn northwest. Yeah.
Yeah, because that door was north.
Yep.
Okay, so we're not turning left; we're turning right.
No, you're turning left.
Well, the hallway goes up and to the left. Left is relative to direction, right? Cardinal direction.
Right. I have the map facing north.
I wish I could just show you guys this fucking map.
So with the map facing north,
I think the main takeaway here is that if there's multiple exits, we'll know about it.
Yeah, so this is where you had multiple choices. You guys went, instead of going down the hallway into the left, you went through the door on the right.
Okay.
The door on the left held computer consoles. That's what you hacked and you got some information, right? The
Okay.
door to the right went into this room where Nick was, where all the crates were. And then the double doors that you went into to the right were the room where you ended the episode with the lights on the glass and everything, right? That's kind of where you are now. Because that room. So you went into the door
from the half circle into the hallway. There's 3 exits.
As you go into that hallway, there's a door on the left, which had a small room there with computer terminals in it.
Right.
Okay.
The hallway goes up into the left and disappears, which is more goes north. Turns southwest.
This is where you fucking lose me, dude.
You're
telling me the door's to the left, but then the hallway goes up.
How is it going?
How's it going the fuck up? It can't go up. It's got to continue. It's got to go left.
It's going south.
It's got to go. It has to go left. The door's to the left. You're telling me. So I have a door here to the left, but you're telling me when I open the door, it's this way.
No,
that's straight. That's not possible.
So there's a hallway that goes straight and then turns to the left.
It turns to the left. So
yes,
okay.
up that hallway wall. So there's a door to the left and a door to the right before the bend to the left. It's not easy to describe. I wish I could show it to you. I can't with the key.
I see it in my head, and the reason we're getting this wrong is because the hallway bends to the left.
Yes,
it's leading us that way.
Yeah.
That's why we're not picturing it correctly.
So are we walking through a series of curved hallways that are all curved to the left, as if we're
everything
making some
is
giant
curved
circle?
like a circle too? So that's even more confusing. You're curving around. This thing is a round.
So we're following a circular hallway, and we're following it.
No, you never followed that hallway. You went through the door on the right, which led you to the room with the crates that you just searched. And then there was a huge set of double doors you went through that took you to that room with the glass wall and the lighty creatures on the glass, right?
Yeah, I'm lost.
But it's okay though. I think I kind of got a bit of a hang.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep you honest in that if it's a door you've been through, I'll tell you. Right?
Well, I'm not concerned about the doors I've been through. I'm concerned about the doors I haven't been through. It sounds like as soon as we entered the first room, we took one door and we went 3 rooms. But yet there's a door that we didn't even bother going through in that first room.
No, there's no door. Every room that you went to only had one way out until you were led to this hallway that we're talking about now.
Okay,
so when you got
everything
into this
behind us, everything behind us we've observed.
Hallway that's like this.
Yes. You went through the door on the left, and there were computer terminals that Mr. Mallory hacked. It was a small room with 2 terminals. He hacked those. Then across the hall from that was a door also, and you went through that. You didn't go further down the hallway. It kept going. You decided not to do that. You went through this door, which led to a big storage room with all the crates that you just checked, right?
Right.
There's double doors to your
left. That was the room that I went. But remember, that's the room I went back. Right.
Yes,
Mallory was in one room. I went back into going that room. Then there's another door in that room that we haven't gone through.
Which you have not gone through. Yes, a set of double doors opposite the huge double doors that you went through. That is where Mallory is in that room.
And Mallory's in another room that also has double doors and a single door.
Yes, but that single door you went through, you went into it, and it has a lounge. That room has another door.
That room has another door. So let's fuck the lounge and we'll go back into that main room that Mallory was in initially. Before the lounge.
Yep.
Because that room has a double door that we haven't gone through.
No, you went through that double door that leads you to the storage room, which is back the way you came. No, the lounge is a small door off of that big room that you're in.
Okay, so the room before the room that Mr. Mallory was in had a second door that I didn't go through. Can I go through that door?
There's a set of double doors on the west wall, and there is a small door set in the north wall. You went through that small door in the north wall, Meecho.
Right.
And that was an empty hallway with a door to your left and a set of double doors to your right.
Okay.
We haven't tried any of those new doors.
None of those. So there's a set of double doors in the room that Meecho came from.
Right. No, but I'm talking the room that I opened up the single door. It leads me to a hallway with a double door to the left and a door to the right. I want to step back into that first room because that same room also has a door to the right. You said.
Yes. No.
Okay.
No. You can that door to the right in that room, the storage room with the equipment that you searched, where you found the rations, has a set of double doors, which is where Mallory just was when he was hacking the empty tank. Right. He was hacking in that room. The door to the lounge is in that room too. And there was a door in the lounge that you did not go through.
And there's a door in the storage room that has a hallway to 2 double doors.
Yep, and another door. And there's also a set of double doors in the storage room opposite the large double doors you also haven't been through.
That's what I was saying. That's the set of doors I wanted to go through. I want to
go
back into that room.
Let's simplify things here. Let's just ask the DM which doors haven't we tried yet, and let's try those doors.
Right. I want to get out of that hallway and go back into that room.
Between this game and the next game, I'd like to sit down with you and try to plot down this map.
Okay.
So that we have something working for me and Nick that we can use. Because it's way too confusing. I'm lost now. Nick is lost now.
No, I know. And we need a way to show it. I need a way to show it like
maybe
Fog
not
of War style.
Even if, let's say, we can't show it to the audience, let's at least me and Nick show it to each other.
Yeah, no, I need to show you guys need to I need to find a way to share it with you guys. That's what we have to figure out. I mean, the audience will deal with because
you can hold that for next game. For now, the room that Nick was in, that he was back there with the crates.
Yep.
What room hadn't been tried by us yet?
There was a set of big a set of double doors. They're not as big as the ones.
That's where I wanted to go in.
Okay,
go check it out.
So you go back and you open those 2 double doors, and you're in another hallway.
Right.
With a door straight ahead of you.
Okay.
A door on the left and a door on your right.
Okay. So now I'm going to turn this around. There's a door on the left and a door on the right. So I'm going to make a quick check to the door on the left and the door on the right. So I'll start with the door on the left.
All right. So you open the door on the left. This room kind of wraps around. Immediately you see a computer terminal in front of you. And around the corner there's a tank.
I see a tank with a computer terminal.
Yep.
So I tell Mr. Mallory there's a tank and computer terminal in this door to the left.
And then another door on the back side of this room.
Are we?
I don't care about that other door just yet.
Anything? Because I'm in 2 rooms over now. Do we have mics or something?
Oh yeah, yes, we do have.
We have comms.
We have comms. So I tell him over the comm that I found another room that has a computer terminal and a fish tank. And do we have anything that could mark this room for him?
So I asked you, what did the fish look like?
I shine a light on the glass.
All right, so you shine a light on the glass, and it looks like a bunch of some kind of lizards crawling across the glass that are aquatic lizards. They don't look like the fish that you're looking for.
They look like lizards, I tell him.
So I ask you, how does the water look?
What do you mean?
Well, how does the water look? Does it look murky? Does it look clear?
Oh,
water's
examine
clear.
The water's clear.
But you guys have seen the fish that he has you looking for.
Oh, I've seen the fish. Okay,
I showed you guys a picture of the fish from the information that.
Never mind. I don't think this is the fish. I back into the hallway.
They look like they're made of almost like thousands of tiny molecules that are like fluctuating. Like they almost look like they're shapeless looking fish. I mean, they're fish in a general shape, but their fins are like, flashing like little nanotechnology.
And that's certainly not this creature we're looking at now.
No.
So I go back into that hallway because Mr. Mallory's still in another thing. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Mallory. I'm just trying to quickly check all these fucking doors. So
no, for sure.
The door on the door that's opposite this door, because there's one left, one on the right. So the door on the right, I poke my head in there with my flashlight.
That room has a couch, a table, and then 2 computer terminals and a door on the far side.
Does it have a fish tank in it?
No fish tank at all.
Okay, now you said there's a door straight ahead in this hallway.
Yep.
So I go through the door straight ahead.
All right, so you open... Now, that door is a heavy door that has a ring on the front of it.
A ring?
Yeah.
A physical ring or an inscription or wheel?
Like a wheel.
A wheel mounted
and a small little
like window. A nautical door.
Yep.
I wouldn't know it as a nautical door, but I'm just trying to picture it.
No, sorry, this is kind of metagaming.
Okay, well, I'm looking at this thing, and I don't know what this thing is, right?
No, you see a little window set in it, a real tiny little window, and then
so I peek through the window.
All right, you look in, and you can see there's a chamber in there, and the roof of it looks like it goes up, but it looks like dry.
There's no water in there. Huh?
I asked Meecho for a sit rep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at a big steel door. It's got like a wheel in it. I'm looking through this porthole. No, well, if it's looking through this window, I wouldn't know it as a porthole. And looks like some chamber in here.
The
Do I
moment you mentioned that, I asked, do you see any gauges nearby?
Gauges. Do I look around? Do I see any gauges?
Set into one of the walls, you can see some gauges. Yeah.
Yeah, I see some gauges on this wall.
Don't open that door so quickly. That could be a pressurized door.
Okay.
You could fucking be unleashing something or killing whatever is inside if you mix the environments too quickly.
Okay.
I tell you, very careful before you open that door.
I look back through the window. I mean, is there anything else I could gather from looking through this window? Do I see anything else in there?
Make an intelligence roll.
An intelligence roll? Okay. I don't have any minuses on my intelligence, but I don't have any pluses either. So
Yeah,
15.
Make a straight up roll.
Straight up rolls a 15. I'm going to use an action point.
Okay, go ahead. Roll. Is it D4, Josh? Right, for an action point.
D6.
D6. That's it. D6.
1d6. Yeah.
Was I supposed to call the action point before I rolled my?
The only catch is, and I've learned this from Josh's campaign, that if I say you fail, it's too late for you. You have to say it before I say it.
Right. So now you said it's a D6. You said.
Yep, 1d6 to add to your 15.
Since you've already indicated that you're going to use an action point, you're free to use it. You don't know what the outcome is yet, so it's still okay for you to use it.
Okay.
And remember, your action points it's not a renewable resource. Once you're out of those action points, you can't fucking get them back until you level up.
Yeah,
right.
But the key is once I say you've passed or failed, you're done. You cannot use it.
Right. So I'm going to use one of those action points. I had like 13 of them. Now I have 12. So it's a big deal.
It's great. Yeah, this is the right time to use it.
So you got a 5?
I rolled a 5, so it's 20.
So 20. All right. So you're looking at the gauges, and they all look like they're pegged at the bottom. You realize that if you
at zero?
At 0, yeah. And if you push the door, it kind of moves a little bit.
So I recognize this is not really being pressurized.
It's not. It doesn't appear to be pressurized.
So I tell this to Meecho. I tell this to Mr. Mallory. I say, all these gauges are at 0. It doesn't look like it's pressurized.
So I'll ask you 2 questions. The first question is, what does the gauge say exactly? I know the gauge says 0, but what is it 0 of?
Can I spell it to him? Like do I know letters?
If you see the letters,
you don't know enough letters. I
don't know all the. I know a few letters.
How many letters? You know, like 6 letters.
I know, like hello. No.
If you can't read
taught me some
that
stuff.
That would be really complicated. Yeah.
So you can see that there's at least a couple of E's there. You see a lot of maybe like 4 or 5 E's.
Why don't you come over here and fucking look at this door so I don't have to play fucking Scrabble with you right now?
Well, the thing is, if the pressure is at, let's say,
I open the fucking door.
You push the door open.
I push the door open, and it creaks open.
You're standing in the middle of a circular room with no doors at all. But you look up, and there's another hatch set into the roof of this room.
Ooh.
That also has a very large yellow wheel in it and gauges set on it.
So it's just up in the middle of the ceiling. There's no ladder going to it. There's nothing.
No, there's a ladder. There's a ladder set in the wall. Yeah.
Oh, it's set in the wall. Okay, so it's not in the middle of the room. So the hatch is towards the wall.
Yeah, the ladder actually kind of hangs down in the middle of the room.
And it's to help scientists get up to the ceiling. Why the fuck would they need a ceiling hatch, dude?
I don't know, man.
And there's a little to go from this tank to this tank, right? Like
there's a little portal in the hole. There's a little portal in the middle of that door too.
All right. Well, I'm definitely gonna climb this ladder and look up there. Hey, Mr. Mallory, and I tell Mr. Mallory what's going on. Well, now I found another hatch.
When we start mentioning this, I start heading back in his direction. I pack up my computer gear. I unplug from the terminal and I head back in his direction.
All right, so you head back over, and Meecho, you climb up the ladder. I'm not going to make you make a climb roll, and you look through the portal, and it looks like another dry room, but it looks like the tube goes up, and then there's another door with another hatch. This has a lot lower lighting on it, and the gauges show some kind of pressurization in this particular passageway above you.
Okay, so the second door.
These are up. where it's like a pressurized.
But the
chamber.
one I'm looking at isn't. The one I'm looking at is like just another empty. But I see through there to another door.
You
and then
can
that
see
door's
through it to
pressured.
another room, but that chamber is pressurized. You can tell because
If
the
they're-
gauges
and I-
are doing
So I tell Mr. Mallory, because there's probably no reason to even open up this door. This is maybe some sort of red
and I
herring,
tell-
or maybe this
I
is a
tell-
second way in to something else. But go ahead, Mr. Mallory.
I tell Meecho there's only 2 reasons why you want to pressurize a room. To test the environmental factors of that room once the room is pressurized. So it's either a test or to sustain life for something on the inside of the pressurized room. You know what happens when you depressurize a room too fast, right?
No.
You get something called the bends. And if you do it too fast, you can actually kill a person this way. So if the room is pressurized, it's pressurized for a reason. That reason could be either scientific or biological in nature.
All right.
But
Well, I'm going to go
whatever
look
it
in the
is,
window.
Is we don't want to open this room too quickly without knowing what's on the other side.
Well, it could also be water, right? I mean, I don't know.
It could be water too. I mean,
Let me go. Let me go look in the window at least. So I open up the hatch over my head that you said is dry. I looked in there and it's dry, right? And there's
No,
pressure.
but it's you see that it's dry, but it's pressurized, so you would have to bleed the pressure off the room.
Oh,
so it's not water.
No, it's dry from the window,
It's
but
atmosphere.
it appears to have atmosphere.
so it's
applied to it.
pressurized, but I see through there to another hatch. There's another hatch up top.
Yeah, through that you can see it's a circular chamber, and there's another hatch with another yellow handled door on the top. Of it.
So this
Why
is
would
a
they have a pressurized room
between two
rooms
unpressurized
that are not?
Well, one of
They're
them
like
isn't
this-
pressurized. If you wanted to flush out, like kind of like a bay, like from like a spaceship, let's say, into
There's a
like
com-
you
There's a
pressurize one
computer
side and
terminal
you
in this room.
pressurize the other. What?
No computer terminal in the room. No,
No computer terminals.
there are controls for the pressurization units that can control it, but there's no actual like terminal that you sit at.
Man, this is fucking tricky.
I
I
don't know
love
what the
this.
fuck this is.
Yeah. What the
It's
fuck?
probably
are we
better
doing
if you
with-
could see the map too. Map looks really good.
I'm sure the map's
Rub it
gonna
in.
be us. It's
Tell us
like,
how
this is
awesome
kind
the
of-
map looks.
Map's
Yeah.
great. Looks great for me. I'm not doing a good job describing it, but
No, you're doing a good enough job that we know that we're not penetrating deeper. We're kind of heading backwards here, but it also feels like we kind of missed something important back there when we were coming through the area. So I'm glad that we're checking it out now.
Yeah, this may not be Mr. Malley. This may not be what we're looking for. This may be like some other entrance towards this. You know, like
So here's another question: did we have? It could be pressurization between the different modules
right.
for different environmental reasons. Now, here's a question: do we have any information on the species of fish we're looking for? Like, what kind of environment they excel in?
I mean, you know that they are freshwater, but they're highly flexible because of the genetic nature of the fish. They thrive in all environments, and they feed in all environments.
Are we
they-
even in a freshwater area?
This particular area, well,
Yeah. No.
it is freshwater. Yeah, it's
Okay.
freshwater.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
freshwater.
So we could technically be, if not in the same room, near them, and at least theoretically speaking.
If they were in open water, yeah. But every tank is a different environment,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
you're
it's
assuming
a
they're
different
going
set
to
of
be in a
parameters.
tank somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Should we just
and there's no
go?
computer terminal, so
Yeah.
fuck.
Should we just keep this room in our back pocket and go check every room that has a tank and a computer in it and see if we
Maybe
find the fish?
because I
then
think it would be
maybe we
it
can
would
find
be
out where that
dangerous for us
fish
to
is. and-
depressurize a room that we don't understand.
Right. Maybe maybe we'll find out a little bit more about this thing when we find what we're
Yeah.
actually looking for, or maybe this isn't something we need at all. I don't know, but
I mean, remember, you guys fucked around with a couple of machines and ended up poisoning a river, right? We could fucking do the same kind
Well,
of damage by depressurizing.
I mean,
the
look, if you
wrong
want us to
room
open the
here.
door, we'll open it. Gloom,
No,
right?
I think we should be really careful what we.
All right.
Oh, I could blow that door clear off the
I know you
hatches
could,
if
right?
wanted
I
to.
mean,
I could blow that
we're
fucking
really
right
good
off.
we're really good at fucking shit up.
Yeah, we that's our specialty.
Demolitions, I know you guys are good for it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
like,
not
let's-
even intentionally demolitioning things. Is demolitioning a word? I don't even think that's a word.
I don't know.
It is
I'm
now.
not so good with words.
Oh,
I know 6 letters. Anyway, I'm going to.
Reminds me of that the It in Goonies. You know,
I got wait. I have wait. Time out.
What?
I really have to take exception to some of this that's DM did to my character. Okay,
What?
I was 9 years old when I was taken away. I know 6 letters. What the fuck type of parents did I have? That like think of your 9-year-old and the sight words and how much you could read. And I'm a 9-year-old. I can't even fucking give you 6
Grew
letters.
up in the wilderness, you learned
literacy
how to.
is rare. Yeah.
Literacy is not. Yeah, hundreds of years after the apocalypse.
Give me a fucking
Literacy
break,
is
man.
minimal. Come on.
Literacy.
Look.
Is
Gloom can't read really either. So
Glume can't read?
No.
Oh.
And in fact, I mean, you almost have to look at as literacy as a way to access different social circles in a post-apocalyptic universe, because there are social circles that are going to make use of things like the Anarchist Cookbook or all these other different kinds of books that might teach people how to survive in the wilderness. Why would you give that knowledge up to just anyone if you had control over that knowledge? Right? And if warlords control everything, then for sure they're also controlling things like survival skills, knowledge, those kinds of knowledges. They wouldn't give out literacy just because out of the goodness of their warlord hearts.
Right, yeah, but we had a little town, and I thought maybe the town was able to garner some basic knowledge to run
in D20
their
modern,
lumber
rules,
facility.
If you don't put points towards, so there you have skill points, right? If you don't put one skill point into your literacy, you're not literate.
Okay.
I mean, but having said that, you could have Mallory teach you how to read.
That's possible, yeah.
And you could when you level up and use skill points to get.
I don't even see literacy listed here.
So it's
Is
read
it knowledge?
write languages. Yeah, no, it's a skill. It's called read write language, and there's kind of an unwritten rule with 3.5 and D20 modern where if you want to know a language, you have to at least put one skill point into knowing that language. If you don't have one skill point devoted to it, then you don't know the language. You don't know how to write it. The classic example here is barbarians in 3.5. In 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons, your barbarian started illiterate. Okay, he's a barbarian. Of course, he doesn't know how to fucking read or write.
Yep.
If you wanted a barbarian that was literate in 3.5, you had to spend one skill point in literacy. Right? You're teaching that barbarian how to read and write.
Barbarian.
But even in
sitting around reading the New York Times.
But speaking languages is not the same as reading and writing languages, right? You could speak a language and not know how to write the language. Even in D&D, like dwarves inherently know how to speak Kobold and Goblin and everything else, but they don't necessarily know how to read or write the language.
All right.
So
anyway,
it's different.
Anyway, I'm bummed out how dumb I am, but.
You're not dumb. Most people don't read and write ancient languages, so it's not you're dumb. Most people don't. It's a handful of people that do.
Okay.
And when it comes to survival in the wastelands, literacy is not exactly helpful. It's the person who spends 10 years of their lives learning how to read and write spend 10 years of their lives not learning how to crop, how to grow crops, how to make a family survive. So it's an exchange, right? When you decide to devote your time into reading and writing, you have to realize that character is not devoting that time into other skills that might be important.
I don't know. I think that's a flaw in the Gamma world.
But here's the thing, Nick. If you knew how to read the ancient language, it would give you too much.
In the Ganon world canon,
some of the mystery. You lose some of the mystery.
It's one of the first things humans tried to do was trying to figure out how to communicate to each other. So to think that just because a couple of wars happened, that would go out the window. But I'm playing with the rules of the game say what they are, but I just don't necessarily agree.
It still took thousands of years before the first printing press was actually
writing. Yeah, you could speak to each other, and you do.
But there's so much existed after that.
Now remember, like we had the printing press since like the 16 or 1700s. But in 1900, in North America in the 1900s, the literacy rates were fucking abysmal. And this was clear 300 years after the printing press was invented.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Literacy in North America didn't really take off until the 20th century.
I guess I'm thinking of literacy the wrong way. I mean, like, you need to be able to... I need to be able to warn somebody that going someplace is dangerous.
We can do that with
but I can
symbols.
do it
We
with
can do that with
speaking,
hieroglyphs.
and I don't understand.
Symbols,
I don't understand how we know how to
you know.
speak. I guess you could learn
We
how to
create
speak
our own language.
without writing and without.
We
I
end up
guess
creating our own language, and that language
it's
often
kind of
is
weird to wrap my head
based
around.
around symbols and shit like that, like hieroglyphs.
Right.
Yeah, I
right.
mean,
You know,
and
like,
even some of the writings that they did capture were bastardized versions of the words where they wrote it, and it was kind of the same thing, but written not in the same way that it was hundreds of years ago. Like the way they called the different states in the U.S. still had names, but they became these bastardized names because the written language didn't survive as well.
Yeah,
as
well,
the
like,
verbal.
but PVT cannot cross branches in the mud has no meaning. It means danger to you. It means danger to
like,
you
listen,
based on the reading that you've done and
if
associated with that symbol.
Imagine you're a smuggler. Okay, imagine you're a smuggler. You're Han Solo. Your job
Right.
depends on the fact that you know how to communicate with your allies, and your enemies don't.
Yes, yeah.
You create a language that you and your allies understand. Braided grass in a tree, cross sticks in the mud.
Yeah,
This
3
is a language
slashes
that
on a
you
tree.
and your allies understand, but your enemies don't, because they don't know what cross sticks in the mud means.
Right, but to me that's
But
a
you
form.
guys know.
To me, yeah, but so now you're talking
That's
language.
not the same thing as literacy.
It's language,
It's
though.
not.
Yeah, but that's language.
It's language, yes.
Yeah.
But is it literacy?
Because
the way we
it's
read
symbols
English
with
and
meanings
French?
that we understand. But
And you
yeah,
could do the red X and the green check mark, right? That still could mean
There's
something,
lots of
right?
symbols.
Green
There's
is go,
stop
red
sign.
is
Yeah,
caution,
exactly.
right,
There's
right,
lots
right.
of symbols that we can use that we kind of universally understand amongst different cultures, but it's not the same thing as literacy. Literacy is the spoken word written on paper.
Right, I guess.
And that's a level of language that's so sophisticated that most likely the post-apocalyptic culture would find themselves struggling to understand because they have no context. So, like, think about 500 years in the future, you have a post-apocalyptic society. Give them the Bible for the first time. The Bible is full of meanings, but they can't read it. They don't even know the language. They know the symbolism. They know what a cross looks like. So they know that the book's important, but they have no idea what the fuck is written inside.
All right. So
Yeah, and
I only know 6
and the spoken
letters.
word is also like a game of telephone from generation to generation too, right? So the information gets changed as it's verbally communicated. So
Right. Anyway,
You know,
like I was trying to
but-
say, let's get the fuck out of this room. Let's start looking for rooms with tanks and fucking computers. So I climb back down, and now we leave that room. Now all the rooms behind us that have been explored into the first room that we haven't explored all the doors, I guess.
All right, so you go back into that storage room and you go across the hallway to the north side of that room. There's a door that you opened, which led to a hallway. And in that hallway, there was a single door to the left and a set of double doors to the right.
Right. So I'm going to go to Mallory. What door should we go through? Pick a door.
All right, man. Trust your instinct here.
All right, I'll go the double door sounds, but more doors maybe means more important.
All right, so you go to the double doors, which push open, and it looks like a room with 2 giant devices mounted on each wall that are currently dark. Across the hall, there's another what looks like a shimmering wall, and then to your right, there's a door.
Wall.
Yeah.
A shimmering wall.
Yep.
It's just giving off light.
Yeah, it looks like a little like flecks of electricity are dancing across it. It goes from the whole left wall to the right wall, encompasses the whole wall.
That's the first interesting thing we found down here.
Yeah. And then there's a device on the wall.
Well,
those fish
that were doing it, those that were going to, are they the same things that went to Mr. Mallory's hand?
No. This is something different. And you can see kind of roughly see through the wall that there's a shape of something in the room opposite it, but you can't quite make it out through this wall.
So there's a species on the other side. There might be an animal on the other side. We can't see it.
No, you can't see through the wall at all. There's some kind of electrical barrier that's blocking your vision and physically.
Can we tell if it's dampening the light? Is it making it darker inside the enclosure?
It does look like it is affecting light.
Is this like an energy field?
That
looks like some kind of energy field, yes. Maybe a force.
And what if these creatures are photosensitive? You know, like what if we fucking let him outside and kill him inadvertently.
Well, I'm not. I don't think we should open up this
No, I
this
agree.
force field, especially because we see something behind there, but we can't see enough of it to see what it is. Is that what I'm getting? Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
but is there a terminal in this room that maybe Mr. Mallory could look at to see what
no
this thing
terminal.
is?
There's controls next to two of the devices that are mounted on the walls opposite the center of this room.
What do the controls look like?
It looks like some sets of dials and buttons.
Buttons and dials.
If you want to make some knowledge rolls, you can maybe figure out what it is.
Yeah, I'll do a knowledge advanced.
Okay, make a roll.
That's the only thing in this room, Chris?
And then there's another. So there's a double door as you came through. These two things built into the walls, either side, right in the middle of this room. And then the force field to the straight in front of you. And then just off to the right, there's another little single door. So, so the only place you haven't been to is the force field and the single door.
21 on knowledge advanced.
All right. The controls look like these things look like some kind of heaters. Like it looks like some kind of room, maybe like a waiting room for crew members that had arrived here. That it's like some kind of warm up room. Like maybe from the depths they were cold and they could heat them up from this area.
Does it look like it provides decontamination?
No decontamination. No, just heat, just really heat, and then atmospheric controls in the room.
So does it seem like we're close to an exit, like a waterborne surface to underground exit?
No.
Can I kind of try to determine from the dials what the screen is for?
No, it's really just a set of like physical analog buttons. So there's no way to determine what their force field controls are.
Fucking weird. Okay, yeah, I'm at a loss. I tell Meecho, I have no idea what this is for. It looks like there might be an airlock close by because this looks like kind of maybe a waiting room.
So I'm gonna walk closer to the energy field. I'm like put myself right in front of it and see. Do I see anything better? Do I see?
Maybe the energy field is the airlock. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that this thing is holding something back. I'm just wondering what it is.
So you put your face about as close as you can go, but you can feel that it starts to get hot as your face gets too close to it, and you can literally feel the energy crackling in front of you.
Fucking weird. What's it for?
And do I see anything?
Thing we found.
No, you can't see any better through it.
I make a noise. I go, hello. I yell into it.
Yeah, I mean, it even redirects your acoustics. Your voice bounces off the field. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we just found another thing we're afraid to open. I'm not going to open the hatch. I'm not going to open this fucking energy field that we can't see.
You want to try stepping through it?
You want like fucking put my hand through this thing? I just put my face near it and I'm getting heat.
I'll put a rope around your waist and.
How about we throw the rope at the energy field first and see what that does?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, so go ahead, throw your rope at it before you throw my head at it.
Well, I'll throw a rock at the energy field. I'll grab a rock off the ground.
Okay. You don't see any rocks, but you do find a metal,
like a chunk of metal or something.
Chunk of metal, and you check it through the energy field, and it passes through the energy field.
What happens to the chunk of metal after it passes the energy field?
You don't know. You can't see.
Float? We can't see it anymore.
It went into another dimension.
So, again, I'll tell you, I hope it's not a Stargate. I'll tie a rope around your waist, and what do you think? You want to go check it out? I think it's an airlock. Chances are it's an airlock that's separating us from a different section of the underground complex. That's my theory. It's not based on.
I gently try and but wait a minute. You said those controls open this thing?
No, the controls control the heaters on the wall.
The heaters
regulate some oxygen in the room. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put my hand. I'm gonna try and get my hand to I'm gonna try and barely touch it. With my, you know what? I'm going to take a rope, and I'm just gonna hold the rope. And I'm just gonna poke the rope through, and then pull the rope back.
All right. So you take the rope. The rope starts to
Like the
go
stiff
through
part. Like if I can get like a few inches
Yeah.
of it stiff.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just
I
go
know what
in
you're
and
saying.
out. Like poke it like a pin.
But you're not. But are you
like
putting
I'm
your hand
testing a
through it or
cake.
not?
No, I'm testing a cake if it's done.
All right. So you put the rope through, and as the rope hits the field, you can hear like almost like a static crackling of something impacting with the rope, and then you put it right to the edge of where your fingers are. There's a little bit of heat, and then you pull back, and the rope is still completely intact.
Completely intact. Any damage to the rope?
Not that you can see. No
Is
smoke,
it dry
no
or wet?
charring,
Is it-
nothing.
Nothing is the same condition it was before.
Yes.
Okay, so then now I take my glove with my glove on, and I try and like touch this field with my hand.
All right. So you slide your hand through the field.
Not
You
through.
can
I
feel
don't even go. Oh, all right. Well, I was gonna just touch it with my fingertips.
touch the palm to the fingertips.
My fingertips on it, like just to see like if what
All
it was
right.
gonna
So
do.
your fingers touch the edge of the field.
What do I feel?
Much like my hand looks here with the chroma key.
Right.
And you could feel something brushing across the palm of your hand, and just a slight increase of heat as your palm touches it and you pull it back.
And
Once
any
again,
damage to my hand?
no
or glove?
damage, no smoke, no charring.
All right.
The heat is
So I look at
most
Mr.
likely-
Mallory and I go,
I think it's safe.
I get. You think it's how come I'm going through? All right, I'll go through. You know what? I don't give a fuck anymore. I'll go through. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm the fucking lug in the fucking room. I'm gonna.
Who wants to live forever?
Yeah, I mean,
Who
really.
wants to live forever? Exactly.
I'm going to slowly.
and
I'm
the
going to stick
log-
my
the
hand
logic
through.
it
I'm going to stick
sounds
my
like-
hand through first. Let me put my hand through and then back.
All right, so your hand passes through. You could hear, like I said, this crackling, and it heats as it passes through. You can feel your hand pass, and then a coolness of the room, and then you pull your hand back through, completely intact.
Dry, wet.
Actually, make a spot check.
A spot check to see if my hand's
Yeah.
dry or
Yeah,
wet.
it's an airlock. I think it's a force field airlock. It's
I rolled a
designed to
1.
try and clean you from.
You
I
rolled
can't
a
tell if
1.
my hand is wet.
You don't notice anything. Yeah.
I think it's meant to clinically kind of clean you up between sections. That's my guess.
All right. I tie the rope around myself and I hand it to you guys, and I start to slowly try and walk.
Me
through.
and Glume take it. We make sure we have like
I
kind of
brace
like
myself.
a firm grasp.
I
We
ta-
brace ourselves too.
and I take my vibroblade out. Oh wait! Before I even do that, with my vibroblade going to go through, I with my vibroblade off, I slowly pass my vibroblade into this thing first,
Okay. So you stick your vibroblade through,
and I pull it back out.
disappears, and nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into the room. I'm going to go back through this thing slowly and see what happens.
All right. So Meecho passes himself through it and disappears on the other side of the field. And as you pass through it, you feel like your clothes are dry again. You feel cleaner. You feel like your skin is cleaner. Like something has been cleaned off of your body as you pass through the field. And you're standing in a room, and right in front of you, there's a terminal built into the wall, and the room wraps around your left in a semicircle.
So this was it was designed to sanitize you. You're walking into a sanitation area, which means you need to be careful what you touch, because there's a reason why the area that you're in sanitizes you.
So I take the rope and I kind of like wrap it around, like to get a good grip on it, and I try and yank those two idiots into the into the force
Well,
field.
I'll follow in afterwards.
Oh,
When
you're
I
just gonna
see
follow
him
it?
go through and,
All right, so
You
our
saw me
comms are
disappear
still
and you're just
working.
gonna go? All right.
If our
so
comms are still working, I'll follow him through.
Okay.
All right. So as you yank, so Mallory comes through, and then you yank and pull Glume through by both of his hands. He comes sliding into the room on his belly and looks up in surprise.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. Are you guys happy? The room is safe.
oh, thank God.
I feel cleaner. I don't know about you. I feel like I took a shower or something. Feels nice.
I feel like
I'm gonna go
took
through it again, I think.
a big poop. Anyways. All right. So you're all standing in a room. Like I said, it wraps around to the left. You can see a couple of couches on one wall and a chair. And on the far end of the room is another single door.
Any computer terminals?
Yep, there's a computer terminal there. And there's
Any
also a
sign-
panel on the wall
signage?
next to the energy field, too.
So what's the panel say?
It says enabled. Energy field enabled.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the computer. I'm gonna ask you guys. Give me a few minutes here. I might be able to discern what we're in. Okay, so I'll access the interface. What's it asking me? Is it asking me for password or
It
anything
says
like
login. Yeah, it says login.
that? Okay, so I'll try to computer use my way in.
What about the
Okay, go.
same password that you used last time? Does it work? Maybe
Yeah,
sex.
is sex work?
Yeah, I'll try that password first.
All right, no, it doesn't work.
It was worth a try.
So I rolled 20 for computer use.
All right, so you find another common password that gets you in, and you start to pull up
Sex
some data
one.
around. It's money this time,
Money.
and you start pulling up. It looks like an arrival list of scientists coming and going. It looks like whoever was brought in or out were processed through this room.
Right.
But other than that, there's nothing useful in the terminal.
Did
Does
we
it look
know the
like
names of
room leads
anybody?
to-
Say again.
Did we know the names of anybody that Atso? Did he mention the names of anyone
I mean,
of the scientists that he was?
there
interested
was
in?
one scientist that worked on it, but I honestly don't know if you guys got his name that was working on this particular project. So I don't know that you have that name.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think so. I don't have a particular name. I have a designation number, DA49371.
That was a designation number of the fish too.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. That's what we're looking for.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a question. Does it look like people from all sorts of different departments are coming through this room?
Anyone that came in or out of the station came through this room.
We're in a decontamination pod. This is the entrance. This is their entrance, the scientist entrance. Right? Are there exits here going to all other parts of the complex?
There's a single door. And also you missed the door that you did not go through back on the other side of the field. There's one single door off.
So you're saying that the doctors go through this through. So we were just really on the outside of the facility. We're in the facility now for the first time.
We're already in, but this would have been their entrance or exit.
Or they wouldn't have funneled anybody through this room as like an intake room, right?
To like try to intake or decontaminate. Like
decontaminate, heat them up, make sure their oxygen levels are okay.
In which direction, though?
It looks like you guys came through the direction of you would be as it intook into the facility, right?
Yeah. So if we're inside heading outside, if we keep going through, we're gonna head outside of the complex.
Okay, right? So we went the wrong way.
Because we're already on the inside. If we keep taking these tunnels, we're gonna end up outside of this entire complex.
Right? So this might be another way out.
It might be, yeah.
All right, so let's make note of it, and then let's just go back and keep
I don't
looking
know why
for this
they
fish.
would build an intake room without kind of an exit to it. You know, you'd assume that people who would be rejected out of the intake room would have to be given a quick exit, right, to get the fuck out of there. You know, you show up with your pass works, you walk in, beep, 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 every day, 40,000 people walk in. But you get that one guy who shows up at the door, whose pass goes, blah, 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 you're not allowed access. Well, what do you do with that guy, right?
But you're thinking about a regular facility. Think about an underwater facility that you had to be brought to and that you were working at for periods of time, right?
There would be a decontamination chamber, but there would also be a pressurized chamber, right? Something to allow people to come from the surface down to this pressurized environment. So essentially, it's an airlock.
Well, anyway, we still have to go back in the direction.
But that airlock still feels to me like it should be connected with the outside world, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The one that we saw before.
Yep. We can reasonably assume that if we continue on this way, we're going to end up outside.
Right. Right. So let's go back inside.
So let's go back and check out that one door that we didn't check out yet.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys go back to the energy field?
Back through the energy field, yes.
All right, so you guys go back to the energy field, and to the left is a single door. You open that up, and you see immediately on your right is a sign that says, "Welcome to the lily pad station," and to your left, you see a very similar lounge that you've just actually been to this room. And across the hall, there's another door that leads to the room that has the giant glass window and the empty tank where all the little lighted animals were touching you. So this is the lounge that you were looking at from the other side.
And this is the room where that had the extra door that we haven't tried yet.
So now we know
this
what
is
that
the
door
door you
was.
haven't tried. So now you know. Yeah, you covered that door. Yes.
So we got a little bit of, we circled back. So then now we could press forward back into the room that we were in originally. Is that what we're saying?
Well, you're back in that room with the big double doors, which lead to the storage room where you found the rations and stuff like that. Yes.
Okay, so now I'll go back into the other room where Mr. Mallory was hacked into the computer. And then in there were 2 doors, I think, which we went through one, and then there was another.
So you
another
go
terminal.
back, you go through the big double doors, back
Right.
to the main room. Across the hall, there's 2 small double doors, which led to that airlock thing.
Okay.
To your right, there's a single door that was a hallway.
Right.
In that hallway, there was a single door to the left and double doors to the right that you just went through into the heater and the oxygen room and the field room.
And we didn't try
Any
to go
doors
to the
that we
left.
didn't go through.
You didn't go to the door to the left.
All right, so let's go to that door.
Okay, so you go to that door and you open it up, and now you're in a hallway that goes to the right. Down the hall, you can see a terminal lit up on the wall, and the hallway kind of curves around to your left.
I checked the
there's a door
terminal
in that
immediately. What does
You-
the terminal say?
So you walk over to the terminal, and it looks like it's a green panel on the wall, just like the lock that Meecho opened, and there's a door there. The hallway continues around to your left.
The green panel just says "Welcome to Lilypad."
Nope, it says access, and then it's just flashing. It says access, and it's a big green panel that you put your hand on.
Okay, so I try to log into the system.
All right, so you touch the panel, and the door slides open.
That's all that happens.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I access the internal databases?
There's no access to this. It's either open the door or close the door.
I think it's like a touch panel to open the door.
Yep, it's a touch panel. Yeah.
So yeah, let's go through. Let's see what's on
Okay,
the
so you
other
walk
side.
into that room, and you can immediately see 5 sets of bunk beds in a room, and like a shelving unit where there's some clothes being stored on your left.
Yeah.
On your right, there's another shelving unit where some clothes are being stored. Across the
God,
way,
that
you
will-
see a door in the wall, and then there's a hallway that goes off to your right.
It's probably a toilet or something.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to check out the barracks for
Yeah,
fuck's
yeah.
sakes. Let's quickly
go
check
back,
out
just double
those
back.
2 dead ends. We check out the hallway and we check out the door. Is there anything worthwhile worth
All right,
checking
you
out?
go to the door and you open it, and it is definitely a bathroom. You can see a
It's a
shower and a
bathroom,
sink
right?
and a
Cool.
toilet. There's another door on the other side of it. If you go down the hallway, you walk around, and then there's a door to your left, and then a door straight ahead.
That was the hallway that from if we stepped out of this bedroom barracks area back into the door that he just
No,
opened
you're not in the main hallway. There's almost like a hall in this room.
with the beds.
Yeah, so there's a big room with beds.
I want
There's a
out of
door
this
on
room
that
with the
wall.
beds. Can I go back into the room that Mr. Mallory pressed on a button that opened the fucking door? Can I get back through that fucking door back into that
Yep.
room?
Back
That's
to
where
the
I
main
want to be
hallway.
because you said that
Yeah.
that hallway bends and goes forward.
Yep.
So can I continue down that hallway?
Yep. So you come out, and that hallway bends, and on your right there's a door. The hallway continues. You can see additionally on the right there's another door. On the left there's a door. On the right there's a door, and at the end of this corridor there's a door.
So
4
this one
doors that we
hallway,
haven't
there's
tried
4
yet.
doors, 2 on the right and 2 on the left.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors.
5 doors.
Yeah. 3 on the right, 1 on the left, and 1 at the end of the hallway.
Holy shit.
So yeah, this is.
Let's all just split. I mean, this is turning into Scooby Doo. Let's just fucking open up the Let's just start running back and forth. I think,
Start left to right, left to right.
yeah,
So
like,
the
I just
leftmost
like,
door. We'll go through them one by one.
yeah,
So
like
if you're
zigzag
walking
through.
along this corridor, you're going to come to a door on the right first.
Okay, let's open that one.
All right. So you walk to that door. That door has a control panel that's dark, and the door is locked.
Okay, I'll go into the control panel. I'll try to feed energy to it using a craft electrical.
All right. Do a craft electrical and a knowledge.
Do you want me to do knowledge first or the craft electrical?
Craft first.
Okay, so I got 17 for craft electrical.
Okay.
Let me see if that's accurate. Yeah. So 17, and now is it knowledge advanced or pre-war?
Advanced.
21.
All right. So you're not able to feed power appropriately to the door to get it to energize for you to be able to crack the door. The door just sits there.
Okay.
But this door seems sturdier and harder than most other doors that you've come across. Those have been pretty easy to access and get in and out of.
Did you say it's cracked open?
No, it's not cracked open.
Meecho, you want to try to open this door? I think there might be something important.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I if it was cracked, I could have maybe tried to,
go for it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
And we're right at the end, Nick. So we're right at a place where we're gonna stop here in a minute. So.
Okay. So I'm thinking. Let me go through my kit here. What do I have? Let's see.
You take.
Even if I have a crowbar, which I don't think I do. Actually, I might.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick too. You could talk. I'll hear you.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking to see what I have. Let's see. Comlinks hook gun. Nope, that's not gonna help me. Rope. Where's my? I have a collapsible pole. I wrote that in my. No, this is the wrong. Oh my god! This is what happened when I lost my equipment. When I lost my initial character sheet, which then I eventually. Then I found it again, and then I started. So now I'm filling out the wrong equipment sheet. That's not good. It's this one, so I can put the 29 MREs on this, which really is wrong. I have duct tape, retractable pole, hazmat suit. What does that say? Rebar? Oh, rebreather. Ingots. I don't have a crowbar. I guess I could just try. I don't know, pushing it. This is a slide door, right? I mean, can I try like putting my hands against it and like pulling it in the same direction that all the other doors have been going in relation to these control panels?
I mean, you could try anything.
Yeah, I mean, like just something stupid, like just try to do this. I mean, but that's I don't know. So I try to do that. I guess I would roll what? A strength roll?
Yep, make a strength roll. Do you have any bonuses for being a strong hero?
Let's get +2 strength.
Strong as an ox is lifting. What
lifting,
other
and carrying
talents do you have? That's
carrying
it, right?
Yeah, it's just lifting capacity and.
Okay, make a strength roll.
All right. Now I rolled a 19 +2 is 21.
Okay. So you pull on the door, but you can feel that it's latched, and you can't quite break it open with your just raw strength. You would need some kind of tool, or it's going to take more than just physical strength to get this door open.
So I examine along the perimeter of the door, like the whole jamb, like from the control panel onward. Like, what type of material is the rest of this wall made of?
I mean, the door itself is metal, and the jamb is metal. The wall looks to be some kind of plasteel or plasticrete. But it's pretty solid. So you're able to move the door just a fraction of a quarter of an inch, maybe. You could feel it kind of slide, but there's something latched that's holding it.
Right, because I that's what I'm thinking. If I can get to the latch, from the side, like rip the control panel off. The control panel, you said, has no power. It's out.
It is dark, yeah.
I look around for light switches, light switches or something like maybe something as stupid as
there's no kind of switch or
that's...
anything on this wall.
No.
The only thing you can see is further down the wall, on the same wall, is another door.
Yeah,
and then across from it on the left is a door.
Is it a typical? Is the door looks like it's locked by a typical locking device?
You say it's latched.
Something is holding it. He moved it. He rolled a good roll. He was able to move it a little bit, but there's something holding it in place.
Let's try the next door. Maybe
can I try to roll a disable device? You
could try to do that. You know what? And Glume can actually help you too.
Yeah, I mean, what's your disable device, Glume? Hold on. If he has a higher score, I'll let him do it. I'll aid another him. I have a +12.
Let me see what he's got.
If he's got higher, I'll aid him instead of him aiding me.
Yeah. Disable device +7.
Okay, so I got plus 12, so I'll roll it. He can aid me, all right?
Okay, hold on.
I hunker down there with my tools and I try to see if I can exploit a weakness in the door's structure to try to flip the switch and then get it open.
Okay.
So if he's aiding another, it should provide me with a plus 2.
Okay.
So it'll be a plus 14 to this roll. I rolled a 19. 19 plus 14, that's a very good hit. So that would be 33.
Okay, 33, and so you were able to, thanks to Meecho pulling it open, you're able to jam a piece of metal in there, and you could feel some kind of field break, and the door slides open quickly.
Sweet.
And you're looking into a room with couches on the left and right with a coffee table, and then a set of stairs that lead up to like a dais. And sitting in the middle of this dais, floating in a tank, are a school of 10 shimmering fish that you recognize from the picture.
Oh,
That are shifting and flicking. There's 2 workstations on the far end and a dome of glass there. And then everybody make a listen roll.
I'm gonna make a what roll?
Found it.
A listen roll.
We found it, dude. This is it. I just threw my fucking D20 all across the room. Hold on.
17.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, much worse. I'm staring at the school of fish and like I kind of zone out and everything becomes watery to me.
Wait.
I got a 6. I got a 6.
Wait.
Okay, so
I'm gonna use another action point.
what did you roll, Meecho?
17.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I need to get over 20. I don't know. Let's see. 6 more.
Okay. So
You got over 20.
you and Glume kind of look each other because off in the distance down the hallway,
11 action points.
that curves around the corner, you can hear a very loud bang coming from down that hallway.
That we came from?
No, towards the way that towards the door at the end of the hall, you can hear a very loud bang as something falls. It's almost like something metal crashing onto something metal.
When we came through this door in this room. We see this tank with this fish, and something.
You're standing in the hallway still, right?
You
crack the door, it slides open. You look in, and you can see this room with the dais.
Okay, so down the end of the hall,
but to your left, down the hallway that you haven't come down,
all the other doors that we haven't opened yet.
Something bang, a loud metal bang, a slam on the ground, and I think that is where we're gonna stop for the night.
Oh boy.
It's 12:05. I figure you're gonna want to go to bed.
Yeah.
I think Josh is fading. Josh and I were up late last night.
Is there any way we can kind of check it out, find out what it is before we call it?
The noise?
I mean, you want to start? You want to start going through all those other rooms?
We have to go through all the other rooms.
I don't know.
I was thinking it might be combat.
Okay, if it requires us having to go through all the other rooms, there, forget that noise. I'm thinking like this, whatever this bang noise is, it seems pretty close.
No, I wouldn't say it's close. It sounds far away, but you could hear it through the door at the end of the hallway.
It sounds far away, like it's ominously far away, right? But it's getting closer.
But the station has been very quiet. Like you haven't heard anything like this since you've been here.
So it's like, and it's getting louder and louder, and it's obvious this is coming from something substantial, right?
No, it's not getting louder. They heard one loud metal
noise.
Bang. Yeah.
Okay, and then that's it.
So you're looking through and you see hallelujah, like when they crack open the fucking vault in Die Hard. And then as you're enjoying yourself, all of a sudden to your left, and Mallory, you're just like basking in the glow of the nanofish. She was like, and Meecho and Glume look like this to the left, and they hear this blang. And that's where we'll stop.
Okay, cool.
With a blang. I know it's not super exciting.
Stop with
a blang. Well, it's a blang. It's a blang.
All right, guys. So that's Doomsday Doopy Doo episode 70 something. Who knows?
I think this is 72 or 73.
72 or 73. I'm gonna get on. I was supposed to upload another one to the podcast, but
I was sick this week and just was out of it. So I wasn't even sleeping. One night where I just looked at the clock. It was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. The whole night.
Have you been going to work every day?
Yeah, I went to work that next day. I did. I probably shouldn't have.
Should not have.
I shouldn't have. I was. Yeah, I wore a mask and went right into my office and just sat there. And I was a little tired just from not sleeping that night. Then I went looking to see if I could get a test somewhere. I couldn't even find a place where I could get a test.
Dude, you can go to Millstone Pharmacy and get a test.
It's not. How? What do you mean?
PCR test. You can get one at Millstone Pharmacy.
How? What do you mean? Just walk in? Do I need an
You
appointment?
just walk in and tell them you need a test. Yeah, there's a form you got to fill out. I've taken the kids there multiple times. I've gone multiple times.
You gotta be freaking kidding me! I went on the site. It's not mentioned at all.
Well, so there is one catch. They do take the sample. It's a rectal sample, like the Chinese style.
Well, that's why.
I'm kidding. It's not really a rectal sample. They do a swab, but Tony was doing it. We drove by the other day. They was fucking testing people in their car in the parking lot.
You serious?
Yeah.
I had a test done last week, and the test was actually it's not the swab that went in the back of the nose. They actually just collected my spit, and in a matter of less than 24 hours, were able to give me a prognosis.
Yeah.
And this is 24 hours with a spit. Like, we should not be shoving swabs into fucking people's nasal cavities anymore.
Yeah. They put one down the tip of my penis. They put one down the tip of my penis.
That one,
shit,
that one I think is less accurate.
They stuck a fucking Q-tip twice down my daughter's nose, and it's like when I went there.
Yeah, they do touch your soul.
They touch your
I
soul.
think now, if you can test just through the saliva, you can test all the fucking time now.
Yeah, they should
right?
probably use that on kids, I guess.
Well, the Google people gave their employees this little box, this cube that they could test themselves. Like
There's home test kits. There's home test kits. You can buy them.
Figured out the cube.
They're like $100 or something. Though.
Introduced the Cenobites. That would
once they cracked the cube, it opened a gateway to hell, and the Cenobites came out.
And then you're kind of fucked after that.
Because pain is pleasure, which means I enjoy it, which means I hate it, which means I like it.
And Fauci knows all about this, right? So you show up there, and Fauci's the head Cenobite.
He is the lead Cenobite, and he has nipple clamps on. He's nipple clamps, the Cenobite.
Very hard nipple clamps.
Yep. That guy's kinky as fuck. Anyways.
As soon as there's a press conference, he's tied up, shorn tighter than a...
Yes. Your suffering shall be legendary, even in hell.
We have such sights to show you.
Yes. Such exquisite experiences of the flesh.
Okay, I'm going to end the podcast portion.
All right,
of this.
Nick, go get some
I'm just going to say,
buddy.
let's do the sign off for the podcast at least.
Oh, okay. What is the official sign off? Do we
I
all have to do our own catchphrases?
No, I'm just going to say that to check us out and at doomsdaydoopydoo.com and follow us on Twitch and Twitter, and leave a review and tell a friend if you enjoyed this in any way, shape, or form. What's that?
Like and subscribe us on YouTube.
Oh, that's also YouTube. That's right. You can follow the old episodes on YouTube. They're pretty much lined up. I think there's some YouTube's pretty. This episode will be up on YouTube. We only missed one of those, and I think it was a metagaming episode. I don't think it was. I don't know.
That's what fucked up.
It wasn't a huge one that got messed up. Everything else is lined up.
And if you want to hear all the podcasts, that's when people should head to doomsdaydoopydoo.com, right?
Yep, doomsdaydoopydoo.com or any place you listen to podcasts. We're pretty much everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Where else are we? We're everywhere. We got invited to Odyssey. We got to do that. That's some other new one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
tell a friend that we're into kicky shit and that you should listen. Like a bunch of freaks.
Yeah. Bunch of fucking, I don't know.
Freaks and weird.
Having a good fucking time.
Yeah, no, listen. We're having a good time for sure. Definitely.
I'm letting my freak flag fly. I don't give a fuck.
That's right. So I'm going to say goodbye to you folks. And thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Twitch. Twitch is kind of fun. You get to see what the hell we look like.
Yeah.
And
you can see how horrific we are.
You can see if the voices match the... and Chris is going to have us a map that we could show...
We're gonna have to figure that out.
And you could chat with us. Really, the main thing with the Twitch is that you could chat with us while it's live.
Yeah. No Mark again. I'm starting to think he doesn't like us anymore.
It's live, and you could chat with us. So at the same time, which could be fun. Like private Canute is enjoying a little bit with us, somewhat.
Yep. And I'm gonna call out.
And I think I saw Longshot
Haas.
in there, and I
Long
wanted to
shot
say hello, but
didn't
you were in the
appear
middle.
tonight.
I saw him in here. He was in here.
No,
Yeah,
Long
Longshot's there. Yeah, he was there.
We bored him with the Green
sorry,
Day
Longshot. Yeah. Yeah, I saw him and I wanted to say something, but we were just. I don't know. That's what I like about the Twitch. But no naked girls licking microphones, unfortunately. But we're
Not yet.
not
Still
yet.
young.
Yeah, we're working on it. So thanks again.
We got the
I don't know.
DM.
Say what you
licking
gotta say,
microphone.
Chris.
That should be enough. for
Doesn't
now.
make any noise. I'm gonna say wasabi peace to all of my bitches.
That's right. That's
Peace.
Okay,
real
so the
time.
podcast is off.
See ya.
The podcast is gone. Now I don't know how to say sign off on Twitch, other than to say thanks, guys, for hanging out.
Yeah, no, Nick, thanks for coming. I know you weren't. You're under the weather. You got to get your shit together, dude. We're going away next weekend.
No, yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, the last time we went away, I had Bell's palsy, so
Yeah, you were making peach cobbler.
I made peach cobbler with Bell's palsy.
Peach cobbler. Peach
Yeah.
So
So
that should be a fun
are we
camping
gonna
trip.
have our game in 2 weeks?
Yeah,
I think that's the plan. Yeah.
yeah.
So the next
For
game
sure.
should be the 10th of September, right?
Yes, and we'll
Yeah.
be back to
Is
back.
that two- if
again,
that's
Josh.
two-
we'll be 9th, and then this will be 10th.
And so, just to give you a little bit of a heads up too, Chris,
10th and
'cause
24th.
I know that you have kind of a worry about you being back to back with our game, and then you having to DM the next night. Just know that starting in September, I have to drop my daughter off at the bus stop at like 6:45 in the morning.
Oh wow.
So our games, I'm still gonna hold them on Thursday nights, but we're gonna start finishing them off a lot earlier. I think we're gonna end our games like at 11 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
So we're
it's
gonna
not
have, like-
super. It's not. I could do it. I just week after week it starts. It will wear after.
I'm
too
gonna
many
I'm
weeks.
gonna make an effort to make sure that we start the game at 8:30 on time. That we don't start the game at 8:45 or 9 o'clock. That we really start at 8:30 and that we finish at 11 o'clock. Because, like I said, I gotta bring my daughter to the bus stop at 6:45 the next morning. 6 hours of sleep is fucking brutal for my wife, which
Yeah.
means I'm gonna have to do it. So I'm gonna have to make sure that like we have a very specific cutoff time for the school season.
I saw you created a new channel too, so we could have a fuck off channel, right? So we're not
Yeah,
clouding up your.
That channel's been there for a while there. The side chat's been there for a while, but I didn't mix both groups yet because the two groups didn't kind of understand that the side chat is really supposed to be for non-Gamma World related shit. My group that's been using the side chat still has problems with this. They'll still fucking mix politics with Gamma World, and I'm okay with that in the side chat when everyone can participate. But when you do this shit in the game chat, it really dilutes the game chat. And the thing is, like, people are using that game chat specifically for game-related reasons. Like, we don't use it so much. We're using it for fucking memes. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
it's passing
I'm happy
time when
with
we're
that.
waiting. Yeah.
You know, it's honestly, that chat room is my favorite chat room because it's just so laid back. We're just fucking sharing memes in there. It's hilarious. My other game though, I'm playing with a bunch of SJWs. They're very, very, very pro politics. They're very, very pro intervention. They're very pro, or rights of the commune over rights of the individual.
Oh,
Let's say.
jeez.
Okay, that's the nicest way I can put it. And they tend to inject politics into everything. So the side chat is really there to kind of bleed that away from the game. I don't want the game to
Gotcha.
be about politics.
Yeah.
The side chat is like, okay, here's the side chat. You can post anything here. Your political shit, music shit, video game shit, movie shit. You know, me and my brother were big into the Godzilla movies. We posted a bunch of fucking shit about Godzilla movies in there that had nothing to do with Gamma World.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for. I don't want it to, if you're going to wax political, I don't care. People are allowed to have their political leanings. Left, right, left to center, right of center, it doesn't matter. You're allowed to have your political leanings. I just want to separate that shit from the game chat. So that the game chat is the game chat, and that's it.
Heard. Okay, good.
Right.
As long as you don't mind. I know we fuck around when we're waiting for our turn just to occupy time because we're all just sitting there. I know Bender and
Yeah, I love that shit. And you guys never make it super political. But nowadays, everything that's hyper political becomes a minefield where people just become enemies real quick.
yeah,
So, like, the side chat is
Yeah,
nothing
Nick.
for that.
politics talker,
When I
food
took
eater.
politics.
Sorry, no, I'm never
I
sorry.
don't
I'm
talk
just kidding.
politics.
I'm just kidding. Play some Weezer, motherfucker. Let's do some Weezer.
It's just one of those ridiculous minefields where we shouldn't have to deal with it. So I'm designating a spot for it so that we can kind of shove it to the side.
I put it in the case of people's sexuality. I don't really give a fuck what your sexuality is. It's none of my business.
Precisely. Me neither. I really don't give a fuck. If you want to wax political for 45 minutes about your sexuality, that's great. But my Gamma World chat is not where you should be doing that. That's why the side chat is there. Go ahead and use the side chat for that. I don't give a shit. Everyone's using the side chat for whatever side conversation they want to have. That's fine. But keep that stuff away from the game chat. Especially the politics. Who did you vote for? We have another election coming up. We have an election in Canada coming up.
Yeah.
It's already proving to be fucking hella divisive. We're going to be yelling at each other for the next fucking 9 months over this stupid election. I don't want Gamma World to be about the fucking Canadian election. I don't give a shit about the Canadian election. I care about Gamma World. I want to have our Gamma World chat, and I want our Gamma World chat to be kind of fucking untainted by all this politics bullshit.
Yeah. Make Gamma World great again.
Make Gamma World great again, essentially, is what it is, yeah. And that's still hyper political, right? You can't say that without people calling each other fucking names anymore.
Well, yeah, because half the people think I'm a red hat wearer, and the other half think I'm making fun of the red hat.
Precisely, exactly. And which one is right? Which one is wrong? Dude, the very fact that we're assigning scores to this means we're all losing.
Yeah,
no one is really getting it. Right.
Word.
So it's what I really want to do is just separate, cut the fat out of the meat. Essentially, you guys want a political channel? Here it is. Use it. Go ahead, but keep it out of the fucking game chat so that the game chat can stay about the game.
Yeah. So Nick, did you see the tweet that I sent at you that said Kurt Cobain called from 1990s that he said we're all what the fuck did this tweet say? I tweeted at you.
Stupid and contagious. Stupid and
contagious.
Yeah, we're all stupid and contagious. Yeah, that's right.
And that's funny because
I saw that today. I'm not usually on Twitter. That's the problem.
You're not on my Discord channel either. But if you wanted to check out Discord and how it can be used, how it can be utilized for different purposes, I'll send you an invite to my Discord channel. You feel free to join the side chat. And
oh, cool. Yeah, I want. Thanks. Yeah. Hook me up with the invite. Yeah, is that's it's like just a chat room.
So I don't have your emails or any of your really contact information. So what I'll do is I'll send it to you in your DMs and Twitter.
Didn't we invite you to
the Doomsday
Discord, Josh? Yeah, we have a Discord.
Oh, so I know that you have a Discord. Your Discord is called the Shadow Shades server.
We have one for Doomsday. I just don't think we invited anybody, Nick. It's just you and I think.
Oh, Pete.
Because we didn't think we were going to use it. We weren't sure.
Okay, so I just found Pete Persona in the Shadow Shades server in Discord. So I'll use that to add you to my Discord channel. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So
we would add you to our Discord, Josh, but you have to be a part of our Patreon, third tier Patreon.
I'm already in your Discord, bitch.
I'm kidding. I mean the show. No. The show's
I'm the only
Discord.
one online in there.
I can't plug this in.
My Discord is not hopping since we stopped watching shows together. Besides, I talked to Mark, but he doesn't come to the show anymore. He's just done. He's done with us. He's fed up. He told me, he's like, I'm fucking fed up, Chris.
This is how much Master Puppets I've learned so far already.
Master! The Master of Betas is calling your name.
We used to have this running joke in college.
Forget it.
God. We had this running joke in college, and Chris that you guys met tonight. So Private Canutt, his real name is Chris. Yeah. I went to college with Chris at Concordia University in Montreal. He did his bachelor's degree in anthropology, and I did mine in history. And we were fucking like this. Okay, so Chris is my bro. Chris is my Nick. Okay. Yeah. We had this running joke for years. We'd show up to exams, and they'd always have the same sign in the back of on the whiteboard during exam periods. And then if the sign always said bags in the front. And we used to laugh about that fucking Metallica song. Bags in the front. You will do what I say when I say bags in the front. We had this running joke for years.
I never know it.
how they were huge Metallica fans at our college. It would just
Wow.
That's
push
but
us
wait,
to having our fucking.
they wanted you to put your
bags
school bags in the
front.
front of the room.
Exactly right, because they didn't want us cheating during exams.
Oh, that's right, during exam.
They'd
That's right.
force all of us to leave our school bags in the front, and we just tied that up with the Metallica song. Bags in the front.
All right,
Yeah,
fellas.
stupid joke.
All right, Nick.
I
know you wanna go, dude.
Thanks
You're
for
sick.
hanging out. I appreciate it.
Go get some rest, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can keep talking, and I'm gonna end the stream.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good night to
Yeah,
the
stream's
Twitch
over
folks.
already, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get on the stream still.
Take care,
Oh,
Long
we
Shot.
are.
There's Long Shot. Hey, man.
Master of Puppets is calling your name.
Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you soon. I'll
Good
see you in
night,
2
Nick.
weeks.
I gotta come
Good
get my
night.
stuff, my
What?
sunglasses. I gotta get my sunglasses.
Yeah, you left the sunglasses and a cigar case and everything. You have 2
Yeah,
mics
and a
going?
cutter. Don't have your kids smoke my cigars.
All right, I won't.
Good night.
Good night.
We will see each other.